This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately.
Oops. Now something wasn't working on here. Hold on a second. Let me get the... Gotta open up Stream Deck. There we go. Is that gonna work? Hey, thanks, Lisa Murphy. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. So every single month, during the month, my channel brings in income, and even on this night, and I donate a large portion of it. You know, it's just because that's what I want to do. Okay, I'm not a charity intake or anything like that. You guys are just so generous supporting my channel on a nightly basis. Last month, I donated $8,000 because of the generosity of the freaks, and I try to donate over 50% of the net revenue from YouTube. All right, so that is, and it's always way more than that, usually percentage-wise. But and on this night tonight, we do a. This is like the last push. For the first hour or so, and then we donate. We've already donated $4,000. I have, anyways. I mean, the way it works is it's like my channel, but I wouldn't be able to do the donations whatsoever if it wasn't for the freaks. We're all part of the freak family. That's what we're doing. I just am the one that represents, you know, it's my channel. And yes, I do make an income on YouTube, but we have donated this year $47,750 and already $4,000 this month. And so tonight I think I'm gonna just, you know, just for the hell of it, we'll send another 500 into the Libby Nabby ballpark, and then we'll send 3,500 in, if we can get to that level, to the DNA fund that we have over with I think it's called well, it's for Identifinders International, but the other what the heck, I forgot the name of it's a place. Well, I'll have to remember, but it's a place that does the lab. They now are accredited as a lab too, so that's good. Hold on, I gotta get these, I missed these up there. Hey, thanks, Georgina Stoliker. What do they call the Iron Mountain? Wait, no, Intermountain Forensics. That's what they're called. All right, I gotta go turn off this beeper. Reck, are you there? It was beeping. Did you get the chicken out of it?
Beeping again?
That was beeping.
Thank you.
It's all right. Let's see. I want to make sure I get everybody's names in there. So we've got. Thank you, Georgina Stoliker, Viv Photography, Lori Fisher, And then after that, we'll do another call-in show. What did you guys think of the... I have made some typos. You know, I got to be honest with you guys. I was up till 3 in the morning. I mean, after the show yesterday, I literally sat there at 3 in the morning, tediously trying to get that all together. My brain wasn't working too well, so I didn't even notice some of the stupid typos in that video, but... And some of it's too fast and all that. I mean, I can fix it, but I would just be uploading the same thing. Thanks. All right, so thank you so far on here to Lisa Murphy, Georgina Stoliker, Viv Photography, Lori Fisher, Jamie, Eugenie, and Flounder23. Jesus, what did I just do right there? Hold on. And we'll have to do the spins for all the different levels and everything tomorrow. Do you hear that, Zozo? It's not today. Had absolutely no time whatsoever. Kathy Friedmaker. Maybell Quintanilla. Very cool. I have a glass of wine ready to drink. Every time Grace says unbelievable. Yeah, there we go. See, I told you. I told you. Thanks, Cheyenne R. Oh, thank you, the Velvet Army. You guys are so fast I can't even. And Flounder23. Let me turn on the sound effects. Sorry, guys. There we go. Kathy Friedenmaker. And thanks, LMM on PayPal so far. I'll go over those later. It's hard to get back over to the other stream. Thank you, Dawn. All right, but you guys, did it help at all? It seemed like a lot of people liked. There was a lot of good comments underneath that video, even with my stupid spelling. Well, not even just spelling errors. Just I didn't even look what I was just typing. I think my hands might even have been in the wrong place on the keyboard or something. Thanks, Mama 457. Chewbacca.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
Hello from Spokane, exclamation mark, ... Now back to my regular scheduled lurking. Thank you for all you do.
Well, thank you. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. Colleen Dahman. Alright, so we started at 5:45, so 6:45, and then we'll switch over and do, yeah, it was in just the text part, yeah. I didn't even notice myself, I was so sleepy. Then I guess what, I went to bed at 3 and got up at 7.
I had hundreds to send.
And then I went back to sleep for 2 hours. Oh, well, I don't want anybody sending in anything if it affects your life, right? Thanks, Moofies, Deep Diver, Colleen Dahman. Jen H. How you doing, Jen H?
Found my darn glasses. First donation, _basic generous.
Thanks, Miss Fralis. Linda Cosma. Thank you. Hey, thank you so much. Apparently people like the mods here for the most part. I mean, every once in a while you get these complainer people, but I always think that's cool. Hey, thanks, Romeo's Heart.
Love you, Gray. I'm drunk. New game. Let's all take a drink every time Gray is mean Lamau.
Oh my God, who was that? I didn't even see who that was from. Did anybody know? I'll go check. I think it comes through. That was through Streamlabs, though. That was cool. Has that different audio. Yeah. You know what I was thinking today, by the way, was remember the let's see, what was it? Marathon gas station scenario? What if that's where he went after he did what he did to meet Kagan? You know, like, and Kagan just looks that up, and then on the way back he drops something off to Kagan, and that makes it a way less sort of, you know, idiotic to be waiting in a car. But Kagan says he was waiting in a car, so I don't know.
Basic generous.
I mean, it's possible he's not related at all, but man, what an amazing, horrific day. It would even be worse almost.
Thank you, Grand Mods.
Like, what are the odds that there's a catfisher who merely, I always say this because it's the only way to word it. There's a catfishing account that merely wasn't able to meet up with Libby because another psycho killer killed Libby and Abby. Yeah, it just seems so far-fetched. I don't know, there's images of him with his car elsewhere. The Jeep. Oh, you like that? Cool. Yeah, I think it's pretty... well, I'll show you. I mean, I don't know what the hell I was thinking in some of these. Let me see if I can find it. But, yeah. I appreciate all the support you guys give. Yep. Hey, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Map man. Map man. Hey, Tosh, how's it going? I never saw the. What did? Gotta go up and look. Well, it's beeping again. Doing okay, cool. All right. Let me go turn off the beep. I could play it on here. Georgina Stoliker. Thank you. Spin again if my name is in the wheel. Okay.
Justice will be served. Nice
Oh, yeah.
job on the video, Map Man.
Chewbacca? I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
All right, this is. I'm gonna do the spin for yesterday's show.
100.
After the show, I spent time getting that together too. Man, that was just a long. Been a long day. Almost like last month. Crazy.
Thanks for all you do, Gray.
No, that's not what I want. Oops. Oh, thank you, Wild Mountain Time. Here, hold on. Let me just do the spin. So we're going to spin for an everything tumbler. This is from yesterday's show. Everything tumbler and a wow, just wow mug. Okay, so here we go. Here we go, everybody. This is for the yesterday's show. This is for the everything tumbler. Oh, and look at that. It lands on Amita. All right. Well, I'll let her know. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle again, and here we go. Nancy Bizios was the winner of the Wow, Just Wow mug. All right. There you go. That was from yesterday. Yeah, it's tough to keep up with everything. But I'm trying my best. And thanks Kindness Cake and Candlely Woodward Stone. Just watched a beautiful vigil for the Idaho students. Yeah. I don't watch those kind of things. I don't know. It seems sort of more like it's for them. But, you know, I'm glad it was pretty. And thank you, J.D. Funari. Great work on Delphi over the years, including the recent probable cause breakdown. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, wait, there's more. Oops. I gotta give you more spins here. Or pieces of the pie, I call it. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, and I still made mistakes on it. Not mistakes of timing, just like the work, you know. I'll show you in a second. It's not fundamental to anything, so I wouldn't remove it. But if it was an error factually, I'd probably be like, yeah, gonna have to change that one and re-upload it. Thank you, Woobles. I like that name too.
The Delphi case was great. Take my donation.
Well, there was errors in wording. I spelled one word, added an extra A, and then another one. I meant to type in the word bridge, but all it was like a dollar sign or something. I mean, it was like, what in the hell? Yeah, but okay, so the way it worked was last night after the show, I began working on it. All the way up until, well, I started working on it before yesterday, like in the morning, right when it came out. After that first show, I started working on it, and then I got so busy that I just had sort of the images that are used for the background, and that's all I had.
Will never be able to state how proud I am to be a part of this community.
Thanks, Amber.
Gray.
Well, thank you so much, Amber. Emily Flotilla, Never Illa, Lane Dune. Yeah, so I started working on it after the first show.
By George.
And then, God, it just seemed there was so many different things that I was working on. Then I did another show. So after the show was over last night at like 8:30 or 9 or something like that, I started working on it. And I just kept going and going, and then it was 3 in the morning. Then I got up at 7 and then worked on it for 3 more hours. Those things take forever, you know. They're crazy. Hey, welcome Up All Night. Thank you, Eternal Bliss. And there you go. Yeah. No, it's really very, very tedious. If I could show you the... I don't want to open up Adobe Premiere. So first of all, I downloaded a 24-hour clock, or a 12-hour clock, right? So that puts a 12-hour long video in Adobe Premiere. Then I isolated the hours and removed that, so now there's only 2 hours. And then you have to condense it down, make it a manageable. I mean, I could have made the video more like 15 minutes and made those other segments that were too fast slower, you know, because the car was driving by at like 7,000 miles an hour. Hey, welcome, Prince Vadri, and thanks for upgrading there. Patty G007 to Oogla Boogla Freaks. Very cool. Oh, and Prince Vadri is a Megazoid, so we'll put that in the spin. There you go. So we got another, I don't know, 37 minutes. Thank you, Alley Cake. And then after that, we send in the donations, and then we update the numbers on the screen, because we just keep track of what we're doing annually. It feels really good to have an actual number, right? Like you could sit there and donate and donate and donate, and then you go, I don't even know. But we have, so in 2020, you know, it was the beginning of the pandemic. We, you know, because of the generosity of the freaks, I'm able, from my channel, to donate. But it's a we, right? It's the freaks. I do the shows, you guys support the channel, and then boom, I send in the donations, and we've got 22,000 was in 2020. Okay, which, wow, man, that was freaking amazing. At the end of the year, we were just like, are you kidding me? But then 2021, the heart of the pandemic, we did 42,500. And then this year, well, our goal was 50, and we're at 47,750 right now, before I've even given out anything tonight, with another month to go, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, I guess it's possible if we kept up to a crazy rate to almost hit 60, but man, that would be that'd be nuts. Oh, look at that. There's Blue and Chloe. Let's see. Okay, so on PayPal so far we have Roger. I won't say the name now because I just realized he put his actual name in there, but thank you. Hey, thanks for joining, Griffin Hold'em. And coffee with a splash of crime. Thank you. Oh, and thank you very much. Tighten up. Get it? Tighten up. Yeah, and then also Paulette Leonard, LMM, Jan H, Play-Doh, not Play-Doh, not Play-Toh, Miss Angels, and Being Nancy, thank you very much. Very generous, thank you very much. All of you, I mean, unbelievable. Yeah. And then also Donna Scott, thank you very much. And Mag says, still got a migraine, but wanted to send in something for donation night. She's going to be listening. So I hope your migraine gets better, Mag. I'll put some spins in for you just in case, but you almost never want anything. But there, just random amount. And then Linda Howell, as in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Not the, but you know, similar. Her name is Howe, but that's what, you know, that UFO effect that comes on, that's because of her. And then Karen H. Thank you. And Amanda Castile. And yeah, the Velvet Army. Yeah, I've only got 8,500 more to go, she said, to hit the, to get to 100,000, I think. Yeah, so if you're out there, hit that subscribe button. We're just trying to build this up a little bit. Wow, where'd that come in? Oh, Jesus, you guys.
I fell asleep watching TV, woke up and scared my husband, because I loudly said crap, it's the end of the month.
Wow. And then
Chewbacca?
Velvet Army,
I'll do Chewbacca if you want me.
and then
Troll, be gone, spray
Lisbeth PCB. Thank you. All right. Wendy Johnson, Liz, thank you. Oops, yeah, that's it. Liz, thank you. And Bama Forever. I fell asleep watching TV, woke up and scared my husband because I loudly said, crap, it's the end of the month. He probably said that too. Oh, shit. And Emily Flotilla. Never illa. Troll Be Gone Spray Fund. There you go. There you go. Have we had any trolls tonight yet? I wouldn't doubt it. There's this one person that, like, every single day makes these accounts that disparage me and try to cast me in a light. But the people that are here actually know exactly what's going on. It's not, you know. Well, there's this one person. Let me show you this really quick. So just look at this list right here. Let me move over to this screen. See this list right here? These are channel URLs that were all impersonation accounts, and this is the third list. There's been 3 more of these. There's been over 300 of them. Right? And I just keep them here, and I have to go in, I have to report it. You know, they all get removed, but and then there's another one where he has my name with Hitler's face on it, and you know, it's just it's I don't know. I don't even know how people's brains work like that, but it's pretty creepy. Thank you, Rocky Rocks. I so greatly wish I could get. Well, no, it's. You know what's crazy? If like 1,000 people gave $1, it would be exactly the same. If like a, you know, or $100, like, I mean, it's the same. It all means the same amount. You know what I'm saying? So, and by the way, like I'm saying, if it affects your life in some way, I don't want you to send it in. Also, if you're somebody out there that wants the best bang for their buck for charity, don't send it to me. Send it right into the charity. On here, the support that I get through the month supports my channel, allows me to make an income on here. But then I also donate a large portion of it. That's just what I want to do because it feels good, especially the DNA fund. You know, well, I mean, they're all amazing, like Texas Echo Search, Nick Mac, Rain, the DNA fund. Those things are all just, you know, when you go to sleep at night, you go, yes. And, you know, everybody here has contributed in some way to making that happen. Hey, thanks, Kim F. Sharp Harp. And Zozo, I'm saying you're right here, so you're here. I'm not going to be doing the spin. I'm not going to be doing the spins for the mods and everybody else until tomorrow because I just didn't have time. All right. All the other things, it's kind of a complex. You have to download from YouTube the entire list of channel members, then you sort it by their, you know, it's a process. Didn't have the time to do it. I just don't want you typing in later. But now you'll do it just because I know you, man. I know you. Now for sure she's going to type in, Gray, are you going to do the spins? Boom. Oh, God. That's my fault, man. I blew it. Thank you, Jessica Schubach and Prince Vadre.
Happy to donate to the best true crime
Sherlock
channel ever
Hemlock.
and the charities close to my heart. _basic generous.
And Ben. Thank you, Ben. Chewbacca.
Chewbacca?
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be.
Happy donation night, dear Grey and Freaks. Here's to another great month for our fundraising.
Yep, got 27 minutes.
Chewbacca? I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Oh,
Thanks,
boy.
Grey.
You know what's awesome about that thing is it just sort of, it'll always be live through the channel forever. That Chewbacca thing. And it was so funny because I immediately recognized when I played it, I just go, oh, that's just hilarious.
Recording in progress.
It was crazy. Absolutely nuts. And if you don't know what that means, that sound effect, that was when, so now every time you hear it, just realize that this is what happened. So Cairo, the guy that, you know, he's a longtime freak, great guy, good friend of mine. He, you know, he travels around the country, updating, fixing cell towers or whatever. And so he's at a hotel and he's just about to go outside to smoke a cigarette. And when he goes outside, right when the door opens, this lady goes, and then he looked at her and said, Chewbacca? And then she said, I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to be. Because she was a lady of the night, as it were. She thought maybe Cairo would be interested in somebody that looked like Chewbacca. I do wonder, though, if he was wearing those blue, if what tipped her off were the blue Nike sneakers. We're just not sure. Hey, thanks, Incognito Society. Well, thank you for being awesome. I'm gonna send. I think we're gonna send 500 more into the ballpark tonight. So, you know, why not? You got to keep that going. Even though there's an arrest, man. That's an amazing little ballpark they're building there. I don't know where Cairo is at this point, but yeah, there it is. There is the blue Nike. I wonder if it actually bugs him a little bit. Because he always seems a little bit perturbed when you bring up the blue Nikes. I guess it wouldn't be the blue Nike. Okay, look, if you had a blue sweatshirt on or something like that. But what it was, I think it was a brown paisley shirt and some other color pants, and then the blue Nike sneakers. Okay, so he recorded it. He records stuff. I mean, he's amazing at the stuff he's recorded over the years. He goes around and records different events that are going on, you know, like just things going on in the world, while he's driving around, and he literally had his phone on for some reason, recording as he's walking out the door. I don't know why, you know, that's just like he always has it on. Yeah, so it's a whole ordeal too. That wasn't just it. Like he sat outside with him for a while. Oh, hey, you got to rewind it, Cairo. We just talked about you for like 2 minutes. Yeah. Guess what got brought up again? The blue sneakers. Yeah, you might want to go back about 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, it is hilarious. Hey, thank you, Christy. Oh, here you get to listen to it again. Now here it comes, everybody. This is it. So imagine that he's about to have a cigarette. Oh wait, no, that should be 10. Ah, darn it. 10 on the dot. Well, not $9.99. Oh well. Yeah, he went down. Yeah, he got mud on him. Right, exactly. He went down into the. They definitely aren't hiking shoes, but he went down into a marsh with them on. And I was trying to say, oh, that's no problem, Cairo. It's got the, you know, they're just blue Nikes. I mean, he's like, these are awesome. Yeah. Hey, thanks again, Georgina Stuliker. Yeah, I don't know what the hell anybody's talking about. No, I didn't hear anything about that, Bob. Not really that interested, to be honest with you. Yeah, but it's Canadian, so it's not, that wouldn't work on that. I think it has to be $10 US. Right, yeah. But hey, thanks for the effort there, Georgina. To them, it looks like 7 something. Oh, thank you so much, Tosh, on the PayPal there. Very, very kind of you. Thank you. And then Kenneth Brown. And Lillian and Nancy, right? Thank you. Yeah, and thank you. And Not Your Average Chick said, just so you know, you are the only YouTuber I've ever joined or given any money to, and that's because you've earned it. Well, thank you. So, that's so kind.
Chewbacca? I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
Your animated timeline video brought tears to my eyes. Great stuff. Thanks,
Oh,
Ray.
thank you. B Mountains. Thank you, B Mountains. And Marine Co. Thank you. Yeah, there was a little bit, had to get some caught up in there. Alright, and then we've got Michael Schofield. And Lady Fierce. Chewbacca. Hey, thanks, Gwendolyn B. Isn't that weird? Why is yours blue at $9.99 and then somebody else's was yellow at $9.99? That doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. And Lady Fear said, love your work, Greg. Keep on, keep it on. Gwendolyn B, hey, checking in with the freaks. Great donation night. I'm listening while doing farm tech schoolwork. Awesome. Got Alifair M and Gwendolyn out there doing the work. Hey, thank you so much, Blind Squirrel. Well, I'll try. I'm hated by a lot of people, but, you know, I'm usually hated by the people who
Love your work, Gray.
don't like
Keep
that I don't
on.
accept their wild conspiracy theories. Gray, you thought the catfishing thing was weird. Was dumb. Well, no, I never thought it was dumb. They just ruled it out a long time ago.
Freaks.
That's
Great
what.
donation night. I'm listening while doing farm tech schoolwork as always. Thanks again for all you do.
Well, thank you. There it is. Listen.
Chewbacca?
Chewbacca?
I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
Can't get the cursed PayPal
Yeah.
link to work, so I gave up and have to let YouTube take a portion. Thanks for all the hard work. Next time I will have more patience with PayPal. Woman face palming.
Well, thank you.
Sparkles, boom, collision, boom, collision. Stay awesome, Gray. Best. Smiley face. Sparkles.
Well, thanks for all the kind words too, in the super chats and PayPal, everything. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the numbers ready to go for later. I mean, there's a lot of other people that were wanting to call in last night. Oh, Freak Box to win. There you go. So we'll spin for a Freak Box. That'll be one of the spin choices. That's from D&K Reck, and they do things like this. Right here, remember? Boom. Look at that. It's not the hostility zone. What was the one? Yeah, it was Hostle. That was pretty funny.
Freak box up to win on the spin for donation night.
I bet your dad, if he was watching the show, was listening to what those other people were saying and going, "What are you talking about, man?" Yeah. No, it's like a fingerprint. There you go, Christy. You are a freak now. Welcome. Oops. Sherlock Hemlock. A macaque tracker. Says from Gray and the Freaks to Bless Other. Yeah, right. Boom. Francine.
Much respect for all your dedication and hard work, Gray. Just realized I forgot to claim my everything
I don't-
in the spin.
I don't know.
To do that.
Hallie, I
Gray
think.
and the freaks to bless others.
Well, thank you. Hallie said, Gray, do you believe the Kleins are still connected? I mean, I don't know. I think they are. I think somehow they're. That's why McClellan said We think somebody else is involved. And how can it not be them? They contacted
Can't
Libby
be much.
that day.
In process of moving, but still want to show my support.
Oh, really, Christy?
Keep up
Wow.
the great work.
It's not the most common name in the world. Every time somebody's name is Gray, I think I should be friends with them. There's even other, I've even seen other Gray Hugheses. It's like, oh man, how is that possible? I mean, Gray is definitely not very common, and Hughes is mildly common, but not really. I mean, you don't hear it every day, so. Thanks, Timber Gecko and WNC Granny, Rhonda Mack, and Vale. All right. So we've got 878. Man, this is the largest number of people watching on a donation night. Usually it's like 250. And we still do exactly the same. It's amazing. So we got really, the freaks out there that really support the channel are always, it's absolutely amazing. Unbelievable. Ow, drink!
I'll be back if you want me to.
Thanks, Gray. Video today was an amazing visual aid of Affidavit. Love being a freak with the best mods in the world.
Well, cool. They say that they want to butter up the mods so that if they say something bad, they can. Okay, well, you said we were kids. No, it's not, Amber. No, it's not.
Much appreciation, Gray.
Because the phone
Notification
pinged at
December 15th.
Keegan Klein's residence. WNC Granny!
Vodka?
Thank you.
I'll be
Crystal
back if you
Banks.
want me to.
Amazing work as always. Love being a part of the freak family. Heart.
Poor MKP. Thank you. Mods block me when I'm bad. No amount of buttering up works. Yep. Tina Animas. Alright. That's probably 20 something.
Gray, I'm wondering if the stuff with the clients won't be federal.
Huh? Yeah, it could be a larger issue there. Yeah,
Great work today.
for sure. Thanks, poor MKP. Hey, welcome, Cammy Nielsen. I thought you already were a member. Did you get mad at me one day and jump out? Wouldn't surprise me a bit. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. Chewbacca.
Chewbacca? I'll be back if you want me to.
For the amazing content and the hard work hours in every case.
Maybe what we'll do is we'll start the show playing the, which is in 9 minutes. Well, actually, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go out and send the money out. So, do that first. Oh, I turned off the music. Ominous, open with There we go. Thank you, Gianna. And All About Shade as a new member. Welcome. All right. 8 minutes. Hey, thank you, Melanie.
Chewbacca? I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
I mean, I guess it's possible that Kagan's the one that sent that message, but he would have had to have been over at the Klein residence. If they had had a ping from someone other than Klein, they would have been all over that person a long time ago. Just saying. That makes sense? Thank you, Melanie. Did somebody say, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Well, Cairo, did you listen to your portion out there? It's a house.
It's a house.
It's a house.
It's a house. Huh?
All right, let's do the Grady Judd. Here we go.
You know, that's just one step above stupid. Have you lost the last three brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
See, these are all comments he's made at press conferences, talking to the public. That's why he's the best.
Come on, man. What's wrong with you? Did you hear what I said? 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.
So, but this is my favorite one I always say, but this is from a press conference too. Here we go.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
That one is just... There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp. After seeing your video, I picture the girls running... Yeah, well, that was one of the things we thought maybe he forced them to...
across water, then when he catches up to them, cocks gun as a scare tactic. He obviously never plans to use it, but could how bullet ends up between them.
Yeah, it could be. Except he had to eject the bullet manually, right? Like, yeah, it was one of the things is I was thinking maybe that was, if it was filmed somehow, then maybe that's what that was for. But you know, it's interesting because Kagan Klein looked up the Marathon gas station that same. So here we go. What are the odds that you have a catfishing account that looks up the Marathon gas station that's right next to Richard Allen's home on February 13, 2017, and was supposed to meet Libby that day, but didn't get to meet Libby that day because some other random person named Richard Allen kills the girls and makes it impossible for Keegan Klein to meet the girl? You know, it just, wow, that's almost too hard to believe. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Grady Judd should be the Attorney General of the United States. And, yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, like Ron DeSantis, I think it would be great. I'd love to have him as the president. And then have Grady Judd, who's also from Florida, be the Attorney General. Man, we would get this absolute garbage we're dealt with in about 2 minutes around the entire country. I mean, then you'd have a Attorney General that just wants to do it, you know. But if you don't like, if you're not a Republican person, you wouldn't want him. But Grady Judd would be good, right, you guys? I mean, regardless of what party you like, Grady Judd is exactly what you're looking for. He tells you like it is. He knows exactly what he's doing, and you know, Nobody's confused when he's done talking. Well, except when he said that there was mosquitoes the size of bald eagles. But, you know, that... I think he was just being sarcastic. It's not a bad idea there, though, Brian, so... Makes sense. They made a run for it. That's why Libby's shoe is on the other side of the river. You know, it's on the bridge side of the creek. And they make a run for it. And then he pulls out, hey, stop! And he has a gun aimed at them, and then they stop. But he probably had a gun on him the whole time because he'd already cocked it at the other end of the bridge. Remember, there was a... Abby said, he's got a gun, he's got a gun. Or, that's a gun, he's got a gun. And then... You know what's amazing is we knew that for 5 years that she said that about the gun. And I've said that on the show, but it never... People were like, yeah, you know. It turns out that was absolutely a real thing. And it really gives you a hell of a lot more weight to the description that we were given 5 years ago. I think LMM probably saw the same thing. Yeah. Are you going to sleep? Okay. So what are we at? 6:44. It's probably a good time. One more minute here. And thanks again, you guys. Every month, you guys are so generous, and allows, you know, me to be able to do this. And it's, you know, the freaks kick ass. Like I always say, I do the shows, you guys support the channel, and then we make a difference no matter what every single month, because we are, you know, from the income giving to charities. You know, feels really good. Did cause the round to eject. It's weird that it ended up between the bodies. Yeah, well, maybe the when the bullet was on one of them or something. I don't know. Yeah, who knows? You know, another thing is possible is he may have ejected the bullet, picked it up because he saw it, and then it fell out of his pocket while he was moving their bodies. Right? I mean, you know, he's probably not paying attention to a lot of stuff. He's probably in a frantic. He's moving around, so he could have knowingly ejected it, picked up the bullet, and then it fell out at some point. And when he got home, he was like, shit. I mean, weird shit happens. So I hope people aren't going, oh, they set him up. When they went to his house, they took one of his bullets, and then they ejected it from his gun, and then they placed it out there to make, you know, they made it. That didn't happen, okay? Yeah, so nobody does that kind of shit, especially when you get the FBI. FBI has been aware. They've known about the bullet. You know they have. And I guarantee it, if the FBI wasn't aware of the bullet and they're just now hearing about it, they might be, ooh, wow, what's going on? You know. Yeah, it wasn't a one of the signatures. Ives did tell me that, you know, once this is all done and taken care of, he'd be more than happy to come on and talk about all the different things at some point. Hey, April for rain. You got it in right, well, a little after the buzzer, but I'm putting it in there. All right, here we go. Let's do... All right. All right, thank you guys. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see if it's the Libby and Abby ballpark. There it is. There's the Libby and Abby ballpark. Does it still work? Yep. I'm gonna send 500 to this, but I don't know if I have to sign in. I'll show you the receipt and everything when it comes in. Yep, I have to sign in. Yep, see, there you go. Alright, so there it is right there. The Libyan Abbey Ballpark Foundation. It got sent in. Let me go to the receipt though, so you can see the email when it comes in. Might take a while for them though. They don't. Well, actually, here I'll just show you where it is. Oh wait, no, I gotta hit the button. Shit. I was like, no wonder it isn't in there. All right, here it is. That's the receipt that comes in. Thanks for donating $500 USD to Libyan Abbey Park Foundation. I didn't hit the send, but there we go. So we just sent 500 to them. Oh, and there it is right there. The PayPal receipt came in. You donated $500 US to Libyan Abbey Ballpark Foundation. Okay. So that isn't something where you go, oh wow, he didn't really send it in. There it is. So what is the other? Okay, so this month though, the entire remaining amount I'm going to send into the DNA fund. Because I'm going to send $4,000 into the DNA fund because I think in one of the cases the DNA was so degraded, but they likely have a hair sample, and that there's a whole new different testing process on the that it's $5,000, but we've already got like 20 in the fund. But we've got 3 or 4 other cases. One of the cool cases, well, I mean, it's interesting, is that one of them is a victim of a serial killer who, the serial killer's already been arrested and charged with the murder of 11 people, but this is one of the victims who was never identified. So we're working on that one. Also a case generating a lead with a cigarette butt. And then the Addison County Doe, I guess, is still in the works. That's from 1935. A case where a mother and 2 children apparently were murdered and thrown into a shallow grave, but they're never reported missing. So I think that'll probably lead right back to the killer, which would likely be the husband, unless he too was killed or something like that, right? So crazy. So anyways, I have to do this. So here's the deal. When I send in the money to the DNA fund, it goes through. I do it from my bank to them, and then I show on the screen that I made the payment, and then we get a spreadsheet from them like every few weeks or so. And the reason we do that is because originally, when I would send in with PayPal, it was 6% fee. So imagine when we sent in $20,000, that $1,200 of that went to some fee somewhere. So now we send it via check to them, and there's 0 taken out. So it really makes a way bigger bang for the buck. We've been doing that for the last, I don't know, year or 2 maybe. So anyways, I got to go to my account here, and then I'll show you after I've sent it in. I mean, it's my personal account, so it's hard to so they are Intermountain Forensics. Okay. So this is for identifinders. Identifinders. International. Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick. There we go. Alright. There we go. Alright, so I just did it, and I think I can pretty much show this. Yeah, there you go. So you scheduled $4,000 payment, and it's going to go out tomorrow. Intermountain Forensics donation for Identifiers International, $4,000 December 1st. And then when we get the fund, like in about, I don't know, 7 or 8 days, they get the money, and then they send a spreadsheet over, okay? So it's been done. So there we go. So I think this is our record month here. It's absolutely crazy. So hold on. So now we're going to go update the numbers now. All right. So first of all, we're going to update the year total right here. So I actually donated more tonight than I was going to, because you guys are freaking amazing. All right, so 4,750, and we're going to add, so that'd be 51 plus, so 52, 52,250, because we did 4,500. Boom! That's just ridiculous. So guess what? If we have a month that's anywhere near, like, close to this month, for December, although, you know, December is the tax one, but if we can get anywhere near like 60, that'd be really absolutely crazy, right? What am I looking at? Okay, so then we got 52,250. Let me fix the that's all because of you guys, you know. I guess I do the show, right? There it is. So now we're at 2,500 this year to Abby and Libby Ballpark. Got that. Now we're going to do the grand total over here, which is now 16,750, right? Oops. That would be amazing, but wow, look at that. Okay. All right, so the updated new figures are and then there's a guy named Just Safara who's donated like 4,000 over the years to the DNA fund too, but we've got $116,750 since January 2020. This year, $52,250. Breaking down this year, we have Wounded Blue Fund 500, Special Ops 1610, RAIN, which is Violence Against Women, 7,431. NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, 6,665. And the Backlog 500 that tests old rape kits. Abby and Libby Ballpark 2,500. NCVC 500, that's like NCMEC. DNA 19,000, I got to update that number. And Missing and Murdered Indigenous 1,000. Black and Missing 1,000. Texas Equisearch 7,030. Innocence Project 1,525. Wow, that's crazy. So I got to update the ticker. I forgot the. And the DNA fund is 23 this year. Okay, I think that should be updated now. Let's see, does it do that? DNA 23,000. There you go. Boom. Is that crazy or what? I mean, unbelievable. Yeah. So anyways, thank all of you for supporting the channel. I'm looking over at the screen, but and allowing, you know, me and us to do this, right? I mean, when you have the bulk numbers that help support the channel, allows me to make an income doing YouTube, and also at the same time, boom. I mean, that's ludicrous. It's unbelievable. Drink again, drink again. Yeah, and there was also one time we got a donation match. So we don't count that, but yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Well, I'm so lucky to have such generous freaks that allow me to be able to do this. All right, so now let's go watch the. This is what the video that I put out, but I'll show you where I made the errors. You know. So this is an animated graphical representation of the Richard Allen probable cause document. Some assumptions were made. Yeah. My assumptions are like, did Richard Allen, I doubt he stood at the end of the bridge when the two girls showed up. So here it's at 12:43. They took a picture at the bridge. Then these are the three girls. You know, they were just out there. It's so weird to see the timing and where people were and how close it would have been just to not have happened. And the reason, if you look at the clock here, they just took a picture again at 1:26 right here. So I didn't know what to do with filling the time. I just had them walk really slow down the trail there. They probably sat down, talked. And then look at right at that time, a minute after they took that photo of the bench, the suspect vehicle drives by right next to him there. And that's actually where the camera was, amazingly. You could almost see the girls from the camera. And it was hard to animate backing in, so it looks really lame. But, you know, so the car matching the suspect backs in. I'm going to have them walking really slow, because I know that they were walking over the bridge at around 1:44 or something. So, you know, they had to have been still just chilling out by the bench, and then they started walking, and then Richard Allen sat in the, you know, if it's, look, okay, I have to say, if it's allegedly, if that's Richard Allen in the car there, he gets out, and like he sat in there for 10 minutes or so. Because they said that they met him right here. Now again, it could have been earlier and the girls just sat around on the Freedom Bridge and walked. So this is just guessing on my part. There's 10 minutes of play. Look how fast that car goes. But look at it, gets there, and then because the time's zipping by. So this is Sue, the really uber witness, and look at that was Kelsey dropping off Abby and Libby. And then when Sue walks down here, the bridge guy is on platform 1, and she turns him around immediately, gets about 50 feet away, and then halfway between, that's where one of the errors is. Watch. Look at all this crap right here. No, that wasn't it. It's right, this next one. Sue passes Abby and Libby halfway between, and it's supposed to say the parking area and bridge. I don't even know how that's possible, how that got in there, but you know, you see it on the screen, right? So forget This part appears almost meaningless. So they probably passed each other right around 155, right? I don't even know if that's possible, what I did there. And then look at that. See, this right here is really one of the most damning things about Richard Allen. Because Richard Allen admits to being on platform 1. He totally admits to it. He says he was there. And I think he even, I'm not sure if he remembers seeing the individual, but it's right at the same time. So he's, you know, this girl, Sue, in red up there, sees him on platform 1. He admits he's on platform 1. And then Sue passes Abby and Libby, and Abby and Libby are alone now with Richard Allen for a moment. Like, look at right now. And she went walking some more and then eventually came back and took off at 2:14, I think. So I think Richard Allen would have faked like he was leaving somewhere. Like maybe going back a little bit, walking down the trail, and then he stops right at that point where you can see both directions. And he watches and sees that they're still going on the bridge, and then he starts kind of slowly falling, but he's still far back in the woods. That's why you can never see him. He's not in the image of Abby because, like, Abby's shot right there, he's too far back. But, you know, I'm just representing in general what may have happened, but I have the timing correct. So this is probably how he just absolutely caught up to him. And that was one of the witnesses driving by who saw the vehicle right during that same moment. That saw the car parked there, and that's Sue taking off and leaving. Sees the girls, the 3 girls underneath the bridge. Then Richard Allen, a.k.a. the suspect, bridge guy, takes him down. Has him go across the creek. And I think, you know, I would guess that that's pretty close, that they were over there by 2:21. You know, 2:13 the video, you get down the hill, it's not a far walk at all. So maybe like 2:21, and then he's there for a long time with that. A really long time. And that's another one of the witnesses that drove by, saw the vehicle parked at 2:28 as it drove by the Hoosier Harvest Store. And it's just a wider shot here. But those 3 dots are still down there. He was doing whatever he's doing down there. I mean, it's amazing how much time he was down there. You know, I could have put when Derek shows up in here. Maybe I'll make another version and make things a little slower. And it's like Derek would have been driving by right now, and he parks over there. I was just using the probable cause, though. He parks over there. Although I'll leave that out because we don't know now what time Derek, you know, pulled in for certain. Because we always thought it was 1:37 when Kelsey got there, but apparently it was 1:49. So right around this time, he probably started making his way up. Gets on to West 300 North by like 350 something. We don't know where this lady drove by, though. So, like, that stuff's too quick. I need to slow this down. The driving by, but I'm going forward again. Let's see. So it drives right by here at 357. See, boom, and then. But he's walking, and he was muddy and bloody, and then he gets to his car, and I don't know what he did, because I don't think they say that they see the same vehicle driving by here. I didn't see it when I quickly looked at it again, but maybe it does. All right, so I mean, we're gonna take some phone calls. I gotta go use the restroom now, so play some music. Oh, thanks, Billy Payne. Come on, you guys know you love that music. Right? Oh, thank you to Erica on our PayPal there. All right, let's. Anybody called in? Cannot okay. Now look at that, phone calls. All right, 413, you're on.
Boulder, Colorado again. Danny's up here.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
Called you a couple. Hey, I've been watching your channel. Of course, it's great. You're doing everything super cool with the both cases that are hot right now.
Uh-huh.
But I want your position on this whole thing is the way I've been feeling for a long time. But now, this guy, this jerk. I mean, the police. I mean, give me a break. This guy was at the scene. He's got the same jacket. He said he was at the scene. I mean, all this stuff coming out. Police, and this is the point that you made. If they'd have said to asshole, "Hey, were you here? Is this your picture?"
Mm-hmm.
He would have had to say yes.
Yeah, well, they could have worded it where it was like, "Hey, oh yeah, we know that you were out there. This is a picture of you that was taken by a trail camera. You're okay. Don't worry about it."
So because then, like your point was that they would not tell him that they got a video. They would just say, is this your? Oh yeah, you'd have to say, concede. Yes. Oh, I was there because he admitted he was there. He parked there. He's the same height. I'm the guy that was infuriated by the height of that Logan guy, and the suspicion even went that far with him. But this guy's the same exact height as the guy in the bridge. He actually, I just don't get it right now. I don't get how they didn't tear him a new butthole every day. I mean, maybe he was the suspect, but I don't think he was.
Well,
I think the police
hopefully they've known about him since 2019, because we don't really know the date of when somebody was looking through the old records, because 2019, that's when they did the reset. So it's possible that they've had this guy's name and they've just been kind of trying to develop it all in connection with the Anthony Shots profile and everything over this whole time. Right. And finally they just went forward with, they were just watching, monitoring, and maybe there's, I don't know,
Yeah, well, in his initial interview, the three girls spoke with him briefly, and that was back in 2017. And they interviewed both the girls and him, and he said, "Yeah, I saw a girl." And now, then there was two girls killed, but he's there. He's the same height. He's got his car parked there. There ain't nobody else around. It's like the police thought, no, he looks too. It couldn't be him. He doesn't look like the type.
Well, I don't know. I just think the wrong person got the tip, and they didn't make a big enough deal about it. But one of the things about the probable cause, how there's different descriptions of cars, and one person says the person's wearing all black, and they're like, "Whoa, is there another person?" Or, "Wow, look at." They do experiments all the time. You could have somebody walk into a room, and there might be, 60% of the people can describe him pretty well, but the rest of them are way off. And so they have enough people that said blue jeans, blue jacket, dark blue jacket, a hoodie. There was many people that knew exactly what this guy described him perfectly, even the same way he described himself. And then there's a couple, one said he was wearing all black. Well, you know, just kind of walking by, somebody wearing dark, you might say that. And the vehicle, you know, it just doesn't mean anything.
The more people you ask, you're going to get little different tidbits, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have a game like that where you pass a word around the room, it changes.
Telephone game.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of that can happen in a case like this. But this guy was so fucking, he was there. When somebody's there, and if I was a detective, he would be having a hard time.
Well,
I would have had that asshole since day one in my office. I'm telling you. Of course, I wouldn't be a police officer long because I'd get so pissed off at this guy, I'd probably, you know, start losing it. But it's just right now, it's a shame. You know, I mean, he had his freedom for these 6 years. He didn't deserve it. And that's the only shame. No, justice did come in this case.
I wonder what the witnesses say now when they see him. Do they go, "Oh yeah, that's exactly what he looked like"? You know.
Yeah, then they'll dial back into more of it. But now, tell me about the empty shell. I guess they found that shell, then they found him. He's got the gun.
Yeah, there was an ejected shell in between the two bodies, and then it when they got the 6-hour 40 cal from his house, it matched the gun. You know, so
yeah. Well, that's a defense attorney. Yeah, I mean it's going to sway a jury. That will convict him with the jury. I'm glad they got. It's not a nail in the coffin completely.
I would almost. I wish they had asked. I mean, you know what? That just would have been such an amazing thing if they had. Because I was looking up the other day. The image of the suspect on the bridge was released, I believe, on the 16th of February 2017. And they just said, we just want to talk to this person. Right? So maybe when he came forward, he thought they would say, oh, yeah, so you're the guy that was... But they didn't do that. And he didn't offer that information. But he came forward, said he was there. But, man, imagine how quickly this case would have been solved if they had said... I mean, that's hindsight. It's hindsight, this part of the story that I'm saying is like... They had just shown him the picture and go, yeah, we were thinking this might have been you. You know?
Yeah, right. You were there. Is this you?
And you go, oh, yeah, that was me. And just tell him that it was a trail camera. He would just easily would have said, yep, that's me.
That would have sealed the conviction right there.
Right.
Boom. He would have been arrested immediately. Probable cause would have went through the roof.
Yeah.
He would have been over in the barracks immediately. This is what, in the first person I heard commentating about it was you. And it's just infuriating me a little bit. I got to get through that part of it so I can enjoy the justice coming. He will be convicted, this guy, and he's off the street. And you know, and I'm wondering, has he killed anybody else? He's an outright cold-blooded murderer. I mean, well, you know, they're looking at other murders and stuff. But imagine if, I hope the heck nothing else had happened. But if it had, the police would have really dropped the ball if other victims had succumbed to this murderer that they let slip through their hands. He was right there. They were talking to him. They got a video of the guy.
Yeah. You know what's weird is they've had all this information, like every bit of it, except for the name Richard Allen, you know, this whole time.
Yeah.
Or at least, I mean, maybe they had it in 2019. We don't know, but it just seems like, I don't know. It's just
well, this other part of it now, maybe have ignited the case to move forward was when that other pervert got in his trouble, and he's kind of squealing on him. Do you think, what I think my theory a little bit was about that, when they met near the gas station, I think he was Googling for that gas station because he was going to meet him, I think, and maybe he met him and gave him the phone.
Well, I said that on another show, but I think maybe when he was, now it's like, maybe when he was leaving, because his car doesn't drive by. I didn't read in the probable cause that the car that was parked at the abandoned CPS building, that it drove by the Hoosier Harvest store. So if it didn't, and it's the same person that came in this way, he might have done a whole loop, and on his way back was supposed to meet Keegan at the Marathon gas station and give him something. Maybe that's where he handed something off to him. And maybe that's when Kagan says he was waiting for somebody. Maybe that just means he was waiting at the Marathon gas station, and that's it. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Well, there's a little, I know, but the bullshit meter starts going off on this part of it, because they met. I'm thinking maybe they were porn friends, you know, and they were perverts and they were friends for some reason. And then they were giggling about it and thought it was whatever they do. But did he meet him and give him the phone that had the chat with the girls? See, that phone is a porn perv phone.
Well, I don't know. I think that if you handed him something, it would have been that maybe he filmed something. See, my theory was that maybe Richard Allen filmed something at the crime scene, then dropped that phone, the Samsung phone, to give it to Keegan, and then Keegan and his dad drove all the way to Las Vegas and maybe transferred that information to somebody else, and then they factory reset the Samsung while in Las Vegas. That's just a theory based on all the information that I've got. That's in the documents. But anyways.
So yeah, and I think when we get closer to the arraignment hearing and the first pretrial conference, that all the evidence will be available to us. I think the details of it. But right now, I think we do have we can rest assured that he's not going to get out of jail. He ain't never going to get out. So that's. But I got to calm down. It just infuriates me that the police. I was never impressed with that officer there, the lead guy. He's kind of a dick, and he's got his brain.
Yeah. The thing is they don't really. It's the lower level people that didn't give. I mean, I don't know what the chain of command is in terms of like this guy, how that piece of information didn't make it in front of the right eyes. That's such a huge, that's a home run hit, a red flag that would cover the entire state. Like, oh my God, this guy, he says he was there from 1:30 to 3:30. He's the same person that all these witnesses saw because he was wearing exactly what they all said that they saw. He's the guy that was standing on platform 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he walked back with the blood and he looked like he got in a fight. Now that part of it, how does that fit in again? I mean, he walked back across that bridge.
No, he just went on. No, he was in the water. He was already on the other side, and then he walked up through the cemetery.
Okay.
No, he went up through the cemetery and then got on to 300 there.
Yep, and he was spotted. But did that witness report that? Like, hey, I did see a guy with blood. Looked like he got in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd that part go?
But it's there.
How'd that slip through?
Well, no, I mean, but that didn't slip through. They just didn't know who the person was that they saw. That's the thing.
Well, I know, but I mean, when it's.
I'm more amazed at how none of these witnesses leaked all of this stuff over the years. I mean, a little bit of it, but not all the really main stuff. Like, I saw him on platform 1. The information about him running into the 3 girls by the Freedom Bridge is something that's been known out there. But, there's just all that other stuff. The witnesses seeing the car parked back in. We knew that based on a guy that called in.
Hide the license plate.
Anyways, I got to get this other call. You got any more?
Okay, nice talking to you, Greg. Keep plugging along.
Will do. All right, have a good one. All right, there we go. All right, 317.
Hey, this is Greg. How you doing tonight?
An actual Greg?
Actual Greg.
I get called Greg all the time, but hey, what's going on?
Not much. I just on the whole thing with Richard Allen and the original conversation he had with law enforcement. If you look in the document where where the officer was recounting what was said, his last question, or his question was,
where are the 3 girls? See, that's what I thought was stupid. So it's like, that's what he was looking for. Hey, maybe those 3 girls are the killer. Not loud about, hey, we need to look into Richard Allen more,
Well, the way that I take that or look at that is, don't you think if that was his follow-up question, that Richard Allen probably had this conversation before they even talked to the 3 girls? Like, somebody said a while back, I know I heard it on your show, that's all I listened to, I don't know if it was verified anywhere. I thought somebody said.
Well, no, I think what it was, he was walking and three girls saw him, and he knows that they probably would have came forward, so he was at least going to admit, oh yeah, well, because it was far from the crime scene over by the Freedom Bridge, so he mentions the three girls, but wouldn't you think though that after they've tried to put all these pieces together, that after they talked to the three girls, they described, this is what he looked like. He looked like he was on a mission heading in. And they would have looked way more into him, even after talking to the three girls again. Because Richard Allen, it's like they just...
I think they would...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I think they just completely, didn't connect things unbelievably at that time.
Yeah, because to me, they definitely dropped the ball, but it seems like Richard Allen, I swore somebody said that he talked to the cops, the conservation officer, within either that night or the next day. So I'm assuming he probably did that before. But did you hear? I don't know if you heard what Murder Sheet put out today.
No, I didn't. What'd they say?
They said that they verified this. They claimed, but it was a clerical error by a citizen FBI employee. The reason that this Richard Allen got conversation got filed wrong, apparently.
A clerical
they said
error?
that they verified, yes, by a citizen FBI employee. So, but still, we had heard this whole time that it was a conservation officer, which is, an Indiana law enforcement officer. But if the FBI knew about this as well, it wasn't just one law enforcement agency. That means there had to be two that knew about this. So it's still inexcusable, no matter what.
Well, here's how it's even more inexcusable. How come the conservation officer, after a little bit of time, didn't sit around and think, man, that one guy, he came up to me and said he was there. Even said he had the same clothing on. Why didn't he go say something to somebody and push it?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that bother me.
Agree.
And somebody else would have seen that too, right? Somebody else had to have, not just him, there had to have been another human that put their eyes on that at one point, right? You don't think it was just, here's a conservation officer, here's a document, and they just file it. Nobody's going to look at it and read it?
Yes, surely. I'm just really curious to find out, when that interview actually took place. If it was the night of, if he was out there searching, if he put himself back, if he reinserted himself back in the scene again, even after he walked along the road, covered in blood and mud. And
that'd be crazy.
I mean, just think if he had never had that conversation, they would have no clue that it was him. I don't think they would ever find out if he hadn't put himself back there. Maybe they would have eventually, but I don't know how they would have connected.
Yeah, had he not said that, admitted to being there that day, he'd be home free. It never connected him. Instead, he was a little bit paranoid. Here's what I think may have happened. I mean, he could have came forward right away, but it could have been after because the image of the bridge guy was put out on the 16th, just 2 or 3 days later. So maybe he saw that in the paper, and he thought, well, people may have seen me out there too, and I don't know. It's just, it feels like he may have seen that. So, and he knew that people saw him, so he wanted to make it sound like somebody emailed me and said it's a really good thing for him that he came forward and admitted that it was him. It makes him look good. And I was like, no, it doesn't at all, actually. I mean, it's so obvious. That's such a classic tactic. You sort of insert yourself back in. You let them, oh yeah, I was there and everything. I just want you to be, let's rule me out really quick, and then you go find the real killer here.
It only makes you look good if you're not actually the guy on the bridge and have the weapon that matches the bullet found at the scene.
Right, I couldn't even believe it when I read that. I was like, no, it doesn't make him look good at all.
Yeah, it's just.
He was just being honest.
That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, you got a court and look how honest he said he's innocent, and he even came forward. He's a great citizen.
Yeah, he came forward. He told both lawyers that he didn't do it. Now he's here You know.
Well, I don't know about
Good
you,
person.
but if you were a lawyer and your client came up and looked you in the eye and said, "I didn't do it," wouldn't you just believe him?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even ask any questions.
Yeah. Yeah, forget it,
Obviously.
man. Yeah.
This guy seems legit.
And in fact, I think DA should be like that. You go up to the DA and look him in the eye. "I didn't do it, sir." "Well, you're off my list. I know you've got blood all over your face and your arms, but you said you didn't do it, so we're going to go ahead and let you go."
Scout's honor.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, hey, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Take care, Greg.
All right, you too, Craig. Bye. All right, well, the lines are open, you guys. This is your time to call in. We've got, 1,148 people watching. I thought there'd be like 300. Almost every donation night we do, there's 300 people. It's the lowest turnout. But it's always great, you know? It's weird. It works awesome for the show. Everything, you guys are... I don't know. I feel so lucky with the freaks that have been here for so long, and feel really happy to have a bunch of new freaks in here. So it's awesome. Wow, they didn't find out who boy. Huh? What are you talking about, Anna? Why are you typing that in? What does that mean? Yeah. I'm not sure where you're getting that from, but yeah. All right, let me see. Okay. So I knew about this and a lot of the freaks did, for 6 or 7 months, because on one of our shows, an individual working on it said it. I gave it, boy in the box apparently has been identified, and it's let's see, more than 6 decades since an unidentified boy found dead in abandoned Philadelphia. Police have identified the child and are set to reveal the boy's name next week. Okay, so I knew that too. I knew this like a week ago, that they were finally going to be able to say it. Okay, they've known the identity for months of this kid. They just had to double verify everything. Okay. And this is one of the ones by Identifinders International. That's Colleen Fitzpatrick. That's the company that we have that we work with. And I guess that'll all be coming out. So there you go. So I guess there has been an identification, and they are the ones that did it. But if you were watching this show, one of the people a long time ago sort of accidentally mentioned it, but we were pretty good at not kind of continuing to discuss it. And for some reason, whenever Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick, one of the most amazing people there ever was, comes on, it doesn't generate the same amount of enthusiasm it does for the freaks that are here, because we're just like, she's amazing. But the people out there, I don't want to learn anything. I just want to screw this, man. I just want to talk about this. I just want to talk about a crime. Where she has so many interesting stories and information about DNA technology. It's really a shame how few people watch those. It's kind of sick, really, to be honest with you. So anyways, can you guys hit the like button for me, please? We're only at 500, and we've got 1128.
I'm fired out of it, 10 down, 15 on the
Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Going up 30, sir. 25,
Yeah.
you're out. 25, 30, 30, now 5, I'm 35.
Well, go back and watch the old episodes. We actually talked about chimeras, which are absolutely incredible. You probably wouldn't know, but if you have a bone marrow transplant, in some people, the sperm of the recipient of the bone marrow transplant become the genetic material of the donor of the bone marrow. So you get the bone marrow, and you could actually, let's say a black person gives you, or let's just do the other way around. Let's say a white person gives their bone marrow to a black recipient, then they have a child. I guess it'd be easier to go the other way around because of the mixes and so forth. So if you go like a black person gives bone marrow to a white male, then they have sex with their wife and end up having a baby. There's been cases where the baby comes out and it looks like it's a black child, right? And it turns out, and then the genetics don't even match the father. And that's because, for some reason, the bone marrow turned the male's DNA, his sperm, to the actual donors. And that's not really a like a chimera example. A chimera example means that you have two sets of DNA in you. Like there's two different. Yeah, like that is a chimera. That is a chimera. Never mind. That is a chimera. That means you have your DNA, and then a third. There's another person's DNA, but it's a little different. Really wild stuff. You guys should go back and watch that episode. Huh? Hey, Tigers, we're not talking about any of that stuff. I'm not really sure. But hey, thanks, though, for the... Not sure what that even means. Like, what does it even mean? Man, just... Whew, wow. Let's see. Those stem cells must travel from the marrow to the testes. I guess so. Now, it doesn't happen every time, Greg. It's really rare. Yeah, I'd have to go back and listen to it again. It was a really interesting... it was from a larger show, and then I cropped out the portion just on that. It was really weird. And for those of you who don't know, I'll tell you how the... Hey, Yama, hey, Yama, hey, hey, Yama, hey, Yama, yeah. So the way it works with DNA really quick is the way these guys do this. So here's the really quick version of how the genetic genealogists do it. First, you have to have a really good genealogist, right? Boom. So then you go out and you extract DNA from, it could even be a recent person, and that's really easy to sequence the DNA. But if it's somebody, an older person, you have to extract DNA from bone, marrow, like bone or a tooth, and you grind it up to create more surface area. Then you were able to get the DNA off of that, and then if there's a certain amount of bacteria in it, they have to remove that, and I think they do something called enrichment to remove that. But if not, they take that DNA and sequence it, and they have these programs, because a lot of times it's fragmented, but it puts it all together by finding like sequences in another sequence, and just kind of like basically like tree ring dating, same kind of thing. You line them all up, and then it creates a sequence, and after the sequence is created, they use a company called like bioinformatics, for example, and they're able to put the sequence into a format that's readable by GEDmatch and some others. And what it really does is it imitates the raw data that you download from 23andMe or Ancestry that you upload to GEDmatch. It imitates that process just using a gene sequence. Then you upload it to GEDmatch, and you go on there and you get like your first, the highest centimorgan relationship that there is on there first, and you put together the tree. Then you go to the second one, and then you start linking things together, and you come up with the entire family tree, and then these people make sense because they live here. And it's a pretty involved process, but when they're really good at it, they can do it really fast. So, all right, here we go. All right, call in user. Hello.
This is Sean from Canada.
Sean from Canada. Eh? that was terrible. That sucked, dude. I didn't even sound. I didn't even say it right either. It was bad. All right, go ahead.
Hey, I was just I was chatting with some of the freaks in there. I go by Case Crack, and I was talking with Jessica Schubach, and one of these little details that after this affidavit came out, there's so much information, and one of the little blurb kind of things that came out was that the woman that saw Richard Allen walking back to the CPS building covered in mud and blood, looking like he got in a fight, they said that she saw him on the north side of 300.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a little bit interesting, as that would put him on the other side of the road, opposite of, say, the cemetery. So maybe that was... What are your thoughts on that? Maybe him kind of... We don't know if he's caught on camera walking past that harvester.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we don't know that. They may have kept things out of the probable cause that they have. They just put enough in there to get the probable cause for the arrest, and they have other information. They're not required to put every single piece of discovery information in a probable cause. They just get enough in there that it's probable. You see what I'm saying? That's the goal there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about him being the guy. I just thought it was a little interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too that he was on the north side. So I remember reading that, because that means he was on the other side. And but that's normally not the side you walk on, because cars are at your back. So, anyways,
and then thinking that if he wanted to hide, like if he had to dip back in to hide, that he's so much more exposed on that other side of the road. It's just kind of open field and kind of buildings and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know why you chose to be on that side. Doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, because I always thought maybe, I thought there were a lot of discussions over the years was that I know you said it early, was that, he probably left through the cemetery and walked up 300, and I think we all just assumed that you'd stay to that south side, and that if maybe a car is coming, you could kind of fade back in or dodge people. And
well, how about this though? How about this though? Maybe he went on that side because the car is coming from behind her to his back. He's trying to hide his face, and then he's on the other side of the road, which is further away than if you were on that side, even though it's sort of through the driver's side, but you're still closer, I think, if you're walking on the south side. So maybe he's on the other side to hide his face a little bit better. Cause
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess, that's kind of a way to look at it. Because other than that, it's sort of dumb,
Yeah, it's a little bit of an interesting thing that as we kind of break it all down. Another thing I just wanted to quickly point out was I see a lot of people that are really worried about this case not being so tight and it's loosey goosey, and I don't know. I don't
feel
on
that
the other
way.
side.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? I'm on the other side, and maybe if he didn't tell police in October there that what he was wearing and whatnot, that maybe he could have, that would have been a little bit better of a case for him, or that he just never ever said obviously he was there. But I just think,
well, he admits to being there again. Remember what you're going to say, but
right.
I mean, he even admits that he was there and on that same platform. They must have went, wow. He even admits the same platform that Sue, the one I call Sue, saw on platform.
Right.
I mean, geez, what are the odds of that?
Right. No, it's in 2017, I know he says he's there. He parks at basically the CPS building, and that's all, but he doesn't say what he's wearing and that he was out actually on the bridge. I know in 2022, when he's recently interviewed, he basically spills the beans and says exactly what he's wearing, which is odd considering you've already seen the video and all the details that you'd say I'm wearing exactly what's in the video. But you wonder what he says to police. So he can say he's there and everybody can say, well, yeah, he said he was there, but he didn't, he was just doing A, B, or C. But what's he going to say he was doing between 2 and 3:30?
Well, no, he was looking at it. No, he was investing in stocks. Yeah, remember he was investing in stocks. Yeah. He was looking at his cell phone for the stock ticker, and then the other one was he was looking at, what was the other one? He had two. Yeah, looking at fish. So he changed his story up. Yeah.
Right, I can see him saying that's what he was doing out on the bridge, or kind of in the meantime, while he was just kind of putzing around. But once Abby and Libby are there, and you know that he's showing, he says he's there till 3:30. Well, where were you and what were you doing? Where exactly were you in that area between 2 and 3:30 that nobody else saw you? Although we do know that there are other people that do show up.
Oh, he was looking for fish. He was on the bridge the whole time looking at fish. Here's the thing: nobody goes to the Monon High Bridge. No adult goes to the Monon High Bridge Trail for 2 hours. You're just going there to walk, and then you come back. You know, it's like 2 hours is a ridiculous amount of time. It's interesting that he would even say that. So he must know that somebody saw him twice. Because why wouldn't he just say, yeah, I was there at like 1:30, because remember he passed those 3 girls on the way in. They said he looked like he was in a hurry. And then he could have just said, yeah, I was there till like 2 and then took off. But instead he said, he almost like he wanted to be caught. I mean, this guy was like, he's probably shocked. Yeah, it's weird, you know.
And especially recently when he comes out in the interview and just tells everything that he's wearing, it matches exactly like the video. It's just it seems like he wants to be caught. And just as a heads up, I know this is going to be making its rounds on the internet. I know you know this, dude, but you know, the one witness saying that they saw somebody in black. Oh, yeah. You know, this is going to give everybody a launching pad to say, well, that's this person and that's this person.
Yeah, but people just see things differently. And the thing is guess what? There was only one person. So the witnesses all say they saw one person. So one of them had one of those superhuman outfits, a chameleon, and it switched. The killer's outfit shifted colors. Or could it just be that they don't remember the same as other people?
Yeah, exactly. It's just somebody, you know, even when they're saying that he's wearing a light jacket, it's, you know, in walking in the woods and you pass somebody quickly and not really giving much attention to it, you could, a navy blue coat and some jeans, you might think in the back of your head, yeah, he's wearing dark clothes. I don't know. It's as simple as that, but people will hang on to this. That will be the one thing that never goes away, and that's the one thing that will just constantly make its rounds. But anyway, just a couple things I wanted to bring up, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, those are interesting. Yeah, I like that. Well, thanks, Case Crime.
Right on.
All right, have a good one.
Talk to you later.
All right, see you. .707, you're on.
Hey, Gray. You've ruined my TV watching at night. I only watch you anymore. I don't watch TV anymore.
Well, who's
You've
this?
ruined it.
Who is this?
This is Caligal 3.
Caligal 3. Okay,
I have a question. Caligal 3, California. Bugging me to death now with all this stuff that's come out. What was Wabash all about? That's really all that I want to throw out there. Have some people answer.
Well, I think it could. I think it could still all be. Well, I think it could all still be the same thing. See, what if it was like this? Kagan says that he was going to meet somebody out. Well, on the murder sheet they said that he was waiting in a car. But why can't we just think that they were searching the Wabash because of Kagan Klein, and it was related to? Well, I guess it was related to Kagan Klein why they were searching the Wabash. But they wouldn't be searching the Wabash River for his case because nobody in the world would give up more information on their own case. That just sounds absolutely ludicrous. So it was obviously for the Libby and Abby case. And I think somebody even confirmed that search was for the Libby and Abby case. And then you have Carter flying out there. So maybe they did find something, because don't you think it's interesting how quickly it led to Richard Allen after the search of the Wabash River? I mean, it was like within 2 weeks or something, 3 weeks, they're searching his home, and then he's arrested a month later.
That's what I can't figure out, what the heck they were looking for. Because he had the gun himself, so it wasn't a gun that threw over the bridge.
Well,
I don't know.
They said like it was
bugs me.
A knife and a phone or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that was all. I just wanted to open that up.
That was it?
Somebody else had an idea. That was it.
So what keeps you,
listening to you.
What do you like about the show? That you watch it every single night? I mean, I'm glad, but...
Well, I sent in a donation one night that My daughter's been missing since 1992. And sometime I will send in her name, and you can go to newspapers.com and look it up.
Okay.
But I'm not quite ready to put it out on YouTube yet.
Oh, well, sorry.
So
about
that's what keeps me listening, because I'm fascinated with what happened to her, and maybe she'll show up someday.
that. Yeah.
So
But,
that's
I mean,
it.
Well, cool.
But anyway, I love your show.
Well, I'm glad you picked mine to watch instead of others.
Absolutely. Trust me, I've been around the block with some, and they're just, like, well, anyway, I won't mention any names, but you're the best. You are the best, and I love that song. I wish you would tell us the name of it.
Which one?
The relaxing song. The break song.
Oh, the break one?
It sounds like a title song to a private detective show, like Peter Gunn or something like that. Isn't it?
Just for you. Listen. Can you
Yeah.
hear it? Yeah, well, the thing is...
I love it.
It is cool, but it comes from, let's see, what's it? Voice Mod. There's this thing called Voice Mod. It's just one of their little music pieces. It doesn't have a name or anything.
Oh, it reminds me of Private Detective for some reason, an old show or something.
I think it's, well, maybe...
Anyway.
Huh. Yeah, it just says, I call it break music, but it says something jazz. No, it is a McLeod. It is McLeod. Yeah, so I'll try to fight for it if I can find the name for you. But
Okay.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for all you do.
Well, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for calling in. Bye-bye. And send me the name at some point. Maybe I can just look it up on the side and not do a show on it. If you want, you can send me the name.
I will email it to you before we go public.
Yeah, I'll just look it up and just keep it. But maybe I can look stuff up at the same time.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Sounds good.
All right, well, thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Bye.
That sucks. Having a missing child is probably one of the, I would imagine, probably the worst thing that there ever is, You'd rather almost have them, like, if you knew that they were murdered, at least you'd have an answer. But instead, you're just sitting there on pins and needles for the rest of your life, Is that what it's called? Intractable? How do you know? Let me see. I think let me see. I think I have it in... I have a folder for songs, and it's under jazz. And let me see if I have that one. Yep, that's right. It's called Intractable. Yep. Maybe I gave that name out on the show one time. I don't remember. Yeah, it's called Intractable by Kevin MacLeod. Yeah, isn't that weird that he admits to the 2 hours? He literally I almost kind of want to go through the document again. Maybe I'll do that. Do you guys mind? Might be able to find some other little piece in it somewhere. I think I'm just gonna turn off the phones. Just all answer questions but thanks to all the callers. I'm gonna turn it off. I'm just gonna go through this. All right, here we go. So on February 14th, 2016, thank you, Dana Springfield. Abby and Libby were found deceased in the woods approximately 0.2 miles northeast of Mononhigh Bridge in Carroll County. Their bodies were located on the north side of the Deer Creek. At the time, the Mononhigh Bridge Trail was approximately 1 mile gravel terminating at the Mononhigh Bridge. The Mononhigh Bridge is an abandoned railroad trestle approximately a quarter miles long, spanning the Deer Creek and Deer Creek Valley on the southeast end of the trail. Approximately 0.7 miles northwest on the trail from the northwestern edge of the Mononhai Bridge. It's approximately 350 feet west of Freedom Bridge. Yeah. Approximately 350 feet west of Freedom Bridge was a former railroad overpass over Old State 25, also known as County Road 300 North. The trail terminates just west of the former railroad overpass. The majority of the trail is in a wooded area with a steep embankment on the south side of the trail. The entirety of the trail and the location of the girls' bodies are located in Carroll County, Indiana. Through interviews of electronic records and review of video at the Hoosier Harvest Store, investigators believe Abby and Libby were dropped off across from the Mears farm. I mean, I can just point to stuff. That's Mears. They were dropped off right here. At 1:49 p.m., which is about 12 minutes later than we had always thought, on February 13th. Wait a minute. I've always known it was 1:49, everybody. Guess what, though? I changed it to 1:37 as a part of a bigger plot and plan to change the narrative and the story. Yeah. I mean, that's what you would think if you watch some of these wacko YouTubers. Unbelievable people. Yeah. So they dropped off from the Mears farm at 1:49 p.m. on February 13th, 2017 by Kelsey. The Mears farm is located on the north side of County Road 300 North, near an entrance to the trails. A video from Libby's phone shows at 2:13 p.m. Abby and Libby encountered a male subject on the southeast portion of the Mononhai Bridge. The male ordered the girls by saying, "Guys, down the hill." No witness saw them after this time. No outgoing communications were found on victim 2's phone after this time. Yeah, that would be a good thing to ask. Like, where were you, though, during all that time? You know, I know that you were looking at fish. Were you looking at fish for 2 hours? Well, no, sir. It was an hour and 30 minutes. It took me a while to walk from... Okay. No witnesses saw them after this time. No outgoing communications were found on Libby's phones on Libby's phone after this time. Their bodies were discovered on February 14th at around 12:15 on February 14, 2017. The video recovered from victim 2's phone showed victim 1 was walking... Well, okay, hold on. The video recovered from Libby's phone shows Abby walking southeast on the Mononhai Bridge while male subject wearing a dark jacket. See, here's what I can tell you. There's a lot of YouTubers that cover this that wouldn't know who was victim 1 and 2 in this story. They'd be confused, so they're just going to read the victim like that. They don't know who had what. They don't know who had the phone. They don't know, but it's a big story, so we're going to go ahead and, The video recovered from Libby's phone shows Abby walking southeast on the Mononhai Bridge while a male subject wearing a dark jacket and jeans walks behind her. As the male subject approaches Abby and Libby, one of the victims mentions gun. Is that a gun? He's got a gun. That's what we were told was said a long time ago in 2017. Near the end of the video, a male is seen and heard telling the girls, "Guys, down the hill." I know I sound just like it because I practiced it. "No, Gray, you were there, man. It's all a big setup. You're..." Near the end of the video, a male is seen and heard telling the girls, "Guys, down the hill." The girls then begin to proceed down the hill and the video ends. A still photograph taken from the video, it's not a photograph, it's a still image from a video, taken from the video, and the Guys Down the Hill audio was subsequently released to the public to assist investigators in identifying the male. Abby and Libby's deaths were ruled as homicides. Clothes were found in Deer Creek belonging to Abby and Libby, south of where their bodies were located. And so, again, the video was taken right at the end of the bridge, right over here, then down the hill, and their bodies were found right over here, and their clothing south of their bodies was in the water right down there. Let's see. Found in the creek belonging to Abby and Libby south of where their bodies were located. There was also a .40 caliber unspent round less than 2 feet away from the victim's body between Abby and Libby's bodies. I don't remember. That's something I should ask, because it's in the document. If I can ask Robert Ives if, that would dispel any problems with that. Like, were you aware of the spent bullet? And he'd said, oh yeah, we found that right away. Boom. Then that would mean it's been there the whole time. You can knock out the, no, Gray, it's part of a bigger plot. They're all planning and plotting together. There's going to be this whole crew of people that are going to be Richard Allen fanboys. They're going to run around and try to make sure he's innocent. They just want him to be innocent really bad because they want their guy to be the killer instead of looking at what we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Dan. He could have said something like there was this other guy paddling up the bridge. This is Dan Carr. But he had a blue jacket on, but he had a paddle stuck in his pants and an oxygen tank. And the puppy that was trying to squirm out of the jacket was unbelievable to me. Have you guys ever found that person? We had pretty much the same clothes on that day, though. Yeah. The round was unspent and had extraction marks on it. Interviews were conducted with 3 juveniles, and they named the 3, Cindy, Jan, and Marcia. They advised they were on the Monon High Bridge Trail on February 13, 2017. They advised they were walking on the trail towards Freedom Bridge to go home when they encountered a male walking from the Freedom Bridge towards the Monon High Bridge. And apparently they met him right here, right as the trees. Beth was saying this, and there was a guy used to have a Facebook page that a witness told. So it was right here. So as Richard Allen's coming onto the trail, these 3 girls run into him right here, just after they had taken not just after, but sometime after they had taken a photograph right here at the bench. Let's see. They advised they were on the Monon High Bridge Trail on February 13, 2017. They advised they were walking on the trail towards Freedom Bridge to go home when they encountered a male from Freedom Bridge towards the Monon High Bridge. Described the male as kind of creepy. And advised, must have been the same guy that was in the water then, right? And advised he was wearing like blue jeans, a really light blue jacket, and his hair was, this is like a direct quote here, like blue jeans, a like really light blue jacket, and he's like totally, it almost sounds Valley Girl, like blue jeans, and like she advised the jacket was a duck canvas type jacket, and like advised he said hi to the male. So Jan said hello to the male, but he just glared at them. She recalled him being in all black and had something covering his mouth. So maybe that was... She's saying it's all black, but guess what? The other ones didn't describe him that way. Advised he was wearing a black hoodie, black jeans, and black boots. She stated he had his hands in his pockets. Showed investigators photographs she took on her phone while she was at the trail that day. Photographs included a photo of the Monenhigh Bridge taken at 12:43 and another one taken at 1:26 on that bench there. I gotta put that pin in there. (1:26 p.m.) 3 girls photo of bench. Okay. One of the girls advised after she took the photo of the bench, they started walking back towards Freedom Bridge. She advised that was when they encountered the man who matched the description of the photograph taken from Libby. So this is the same person, okay? Not a different person. The same photo taken from Libby's video described the man she encountered on the trail as wearing a blue or black windbreaker. See, again, blue or black, you know, because it is dark, right? When you look at this, and let's say you're in the woods and the sun's not directly hitting it. Let's take a look at the... You could easily see somebody thinking that was black. I mean, look at his left side. That's about as dark as you can get. And you could easily see somebody thinking that's black right there. And maybe he had something pulled up over his head at that point that was darker. Maybe the windbreaker had a pull out. That doesn't shock me a bit that somebody thought that was black. Right? Can't you see that? Like, just look at it. That looks like it could be black with sun hitting it. I mean, it's really barely even, just like really dark blue. After she took the photo of the bench, they started walking towards the Freedom Bridge. She advised that when they encountered the man who matched the description of the photograph taken on Libby's video, described the man she encountered on the trails wearing a blue or black windbreaker jacket. She advised the jacket had a collar, and he said his hood up from the clothing underneath his jacket. Right. She advised he was wearing baggy jeans and was taller than her. Man, this witness just nailed it, right? She advised her head came up to approximately his shoulder. She said hi to the man, and he said nothing back. She stated he was walking with a purpose, like he knew where he was going. She stated he had his hands in his pockets and kept his head down. Well, no, he was actually looking at stocks. She advised she did not get a good look at his face, but believed him to be a white male. The girls advised after encountering the male, they continued their walk across Freedom Bridge and the old railroad bridge over Old State Road 25. Investigators spoke with another individual who advised she was on the trails on February 13th. Video from the Hoosier Harvest Store captured her vehicle traveling, that's Sue, that's the one I called Sue, traveling eastbound at 1:46 p.m. towards the entrance across from the Mears farm. She advised she saw 4 juvenile females, it was probably just 3 though, walking on the bridge over Old State Road 25 as she was driving underneath on her way to park. Advised there were no other cars parked across from the Mears farm when she parked, so she was alone when she parked. She advised she walked to the Monenhigh Bridge and observed a male matching the one that in Libby's video. She described the male she saw as a white male wearing blue jeans and a blue jean jacket. So she really had him, she called it a blue jean jacket, right? But, so it's not perfect, but that's what she advised he was standing on the first platform of the Monenhigh Bridge approximately 50 feet from her. She advised she turned around at the bridge and continued her walk. She advised approximately halfway between the bridge and the parking area, or as I like to call it, parking, and then yeah, that was the worst typo ever. She advised she believed the girls were were Abby and Libby. Video from the Hoosier Harvester. So sees Richard Allen on platform 1, turns around, and then halfway back to the parking area passes Abby and Libby. Man, that's something that none of us ever heard. I mean, that's not even... Video from the Hoosier Harvester shows at 1:49 p.m. a white car matching, and that's Kelsey's vehicle, traveling away from the entrance across from the Mears farm. Right? So that's how you got to look at this, is Kelsey pulls up here at 1:49. That other girl pulled up at 1:46. So she just got there just before that, got out of her car, walked this way. So those girls are only about 3 minutes behind. That's how you got to look at it. They got 1:49 and 1:46. So Abby and Libby are only 3 minutes behind Sue. And that's why I have in the video where Abby and Libby are already walking down the path. And she turns around and then they cross each other right in this area right here while Sue's heading this way and Abby and Libby are heading this way. And at that point, Sue's already gone, and now it's just Abby and Libby and an unknown person at that time. Yeah, nobody's ever been shot. Nobody's ever been told that they've been shot here. And if there were shots, they would have used that instead, I don't think they could never find the bullets. But you never know, right? Wouldn't that be crazy? If it turns out after all this that the gunshots were used, we don't know though. We know knife was used, and as a matter of fact, the Logan document doesn't mention anything but the knife. Wouldn't Logan's document had mentioned that they were shot? The Logan documents are really important for putting pieces together. I'm reading Gummo's comments, how they're almost never related to anything that we're talking about. All right, let's see. Vehicle traveling away from the entrance across from the Mears farm advised she finished her walk and saw no other adults other than the male on the bridge. So that means Sue, she got back to her vehicle at 2:14 and didn't see anybody else leaving westbound from the trails. Advised when she was leaving, she noted a vehicle was parked in an odd manner. So this witness Sue is like unbelievable. Sees Richard Allen on platform 1 and then sees the car parked at the abandoned CPS building and parked oddly as concealing its license plate. Yeah. All right. Her vehicle seen on Hoosier Harvest Store video at 2:14 leaving westbound from the trails. Advised when she was leaving, she noted a vehicle was parked in an odd manner at the CPS service building. She said it was not odd for vehicles to be parked there, but she noticed it was odd because of the manner it was parked, backed in near the building. Investigators received a tip from another person in which she stated he was on his way. I think that's the person I talked to, this person. He was on his way to Delphi on State Road 25 around 2:10. So I think he was working at that building there. At 2:10 on February 13th, he observed a purple PT Cruiser or a small SUV type vehicle parked on the south side of the old CPS building. He stated it appeared as though, the way I have it parked in my animation, I was just saving time, but I think it was backed in like that, like the back of it was right there and it was facing out. So the building was concealing the plate, almost like even if you walked up to the car, you'd have to like stick your head through a little gap to even see it. You know, like I think it was backed in right here. That's the south side of the building. Anybody there? You guys there at all? Who cares about if it's purple, whatever color? Who gives a shit? All right, let's keep going. Both of these people drew diagram. Man, say drew diagrams quick. Drew diagrams. I can get through one. Drew diagrams. Okay, everybody, say it really quick. I know Plato can. She's absolutely perfect. But why don't you guys try to say drew diagrams? Go ahead. Say it as fast as you can. It doesn't work. Drew diagrams, boop. I can't even do it like once. Drew diagrams. I didn't say to type it in. You guys are crazy. Say it out loud, you weirdos. Who in the hell told you to type it in? Well, Gray, you did. Hit the replay button. You guys are crazy people. You're typing it in. Of course you can type it in, you weirdos. Wow. Yeah, Gray, that's weird. Wait, is that Clem again? What the hell is Clem doing here? I'm glad you were all able to type it in correctly. You guys are amazing. He described it as possibly being a smart car. So anyways, both drew diagrams of where they saw the vehicle parked, and their diagrams generally matched as to the area the vehicle was parked and the manner in which it was parked. Advised he remembered seeing a smaller, dark-colored car parked at the old CPS building. He described it as possibly being a smart car. Vehicle is seen leaving at 2:28 p.m. So that one of the witnesses' vehicle was seen leaving at 2:28. So he went the other direction, not towards Delphi. So his car showed up on the street there. Investigators spoke with so-and-so who stated that she was traveling east on 300 North on February 13, 2022, and observed a male subject walking west on the north side of 300 North, away from the Mononai Bridge. Advised that the male was wearing a blue-colored jacket and blue jeans and was muddy and bloody. She further stated that it appeared he had gotten into a fight. Investigators were able to determine from watching the video from the Hoosier Harvest Store that that person was traveling on CR 300 North at 3:57. So they just kind of estimate that it was right around that time where that person saw the suspect muddy and bloody and wearing the same, look at a blue colored jacket and blue jeans. I mean, really, a lot of people wear that stuff, but a lot of people aren't bloody and muddy wearing that after killing people. Through interviews, electronic data, photographs, and video from the Hoosier Harvest Store, investigators determined that there were other people on the trail that day. That includes Derek and Cheyenne, all those other people. Those people were interviewed, and none of those individuals encountered the male subject referenced above, witnessed by the juvenile girls. What's amazing is he was there the entire time that Cheyenne was there, just in the woods over there. Unbelievable. Keep drinking. I keep saying unbelievable. Through interviews, electronic data, photographs, and video. Okay, we did that. Those people were interviewed, and none of those individuals encountered the male subject referenced above, witnessed by the juvenile girls. Investigators reviewing prior tips encountered a tip narrative from an officer. And you know what's funny? Somebody sent me this. They go, I don't get it. So they're saying it's an officer. I thought it was the conservation officer, but they're saying officer. And I said, what's the difference? I mean, they're both officers. You know, they didn't say it was a police officer. They just said an officer. I don't know, man. People's brains work a lot differently than mine. I don't know if that's... what was weird about that one? Anyway, Mr. Allen was on the trail between 1:30. So this is what he said. The narrative written by the officer. You know, Mr. Allen told me that, yeah, he was on the trail between 1:30 and 3:30. You know, that he parked at the old Farm Bureau building. You know, the same building we would assume would be the abandoned CPS building, the same building that the witnesses said they saw a car parked at. Huh. You know, this is interesting, right? It does make you think that they may have got this Richard Allen information in 2019 because it was at that press conference when they discussed the abandoned CPS building and a car parked there. And what would have made them even think of that later? Was it that they found this narrative here and it talks about the old Farm Bureau building, but they thought, well, that doesn't exist. Oh, maybe it's the old CPS building. And then they looked through and they made the connections like that. It does make you wonder. And I would feel a lot better, wouldn't you guys? I mean, even though it's still way later, they should have had this right out the beginning. And then they realized they had other investigative things going on and it could all be connected. While at the Freedom Bridge, he saw 3 females, so he admits to that. See, he knew that he would have been seen, so he wanted to say, yeah, you know, I was out there. And he noted one was taller and had brown or black hair. He did not remember description, nor did he speak with them. He walked from the Freedom Bridge to the High Bridge. He did not see anybody, although he stated he was watching a stock ticker while checking out the fish. Well, he doesn't say that, but stock ticker on his phone as he walked. He stated there were vehicles parked at the High Bridge trailhead, however, did not pay attention to them. He did not take any photos or videos. Really? I wonder. That does make you wonder, though, if they did find him in 2019, because it's interesting how so much of this matches some of the stuff that was in the 2019 press conference. Very weird, very weird. I kind of hope that's it. And they've just been monitoring this whole time, and then finally Kagan Klein led them to him somehow again. And, I mean, who knows? Yeah, he doesn't mention Sue. Well, he doesn't want to mention Sue. You know why? Because that puts him right there at the bridge at that time in his original narrative. It's like he's right there at the bridge. Investigators believe Mr. Allen, and down here it says potential follow-up. Who were the 3 girls walking in the area? Well, you probably already have them, you know. So maybe this is earlier than, you know, like right away before everybody had been interviewed or something. I don't know, but investigators believe Mr. Allen was referring to former Child Protective Service building, as there was not a Farm Bureau building in the area, nor had there been. Investigators believe the females he saw included and those are those three from above, due to the time they were leaving the trail, the time he reported getting to the trail, and description the three females gave. Investigators discovered Richard Allen owned two vehicles in 2017, a 2016 black Ford Focus, a 2016 gray Ford 500. Investigators observed a vehicle that resembled Allen's 2016 Ford Focus on the Hoosier Harvestor video at 1:27 p.m. Wow. Okay. So that's the car at 1:27. It's Richard Allen's. It looked just like his Ford Focus. And that's the one pulling by. Yeah, that's crazy. So right here at 1:27, Richard Allen's car is heading this direction, and likely it's backed in, parked against that building, and then that sort of matches 1:27, which coincided with the statement that he arrived at 1:30. Yes, it does. Investigators note witnesses describe the vehicle parked at the former Child Protective Service building as a PT Cruiser. Well, let's take a look at these ourselves. How about this? 2016 black Ford Focus. Okay, so that's a 2016 black Ford Focus. Now let's look up, where did that just go? God, unreal. And then the other one was Ford Focus on a 2000. Resembled Allen on the Hoosier traveling. Saw included due to the time. Investigators discovered Richard Allen owned two vehicles in 2017. Investigators observed a vehicle that resembled Allen's 2016 Ford Focus on the Hoosier Harvestor video at 1:27, traveling westbound on CR 300 North in front of the Hoosier Harvestor, which coincided with the statement he arrived 1:30. So there it is. Child Protective Service as a PT Cruiser, or let's see what a PT Cruiser looks like. So they look different, but I mean, let me see. Yeah, I mean the PT Cruisers have kind of like curved look on them. What year did they say that was? Like that's what a PT Cruiser looks like. That's a Ford Focus. But you know when you're just driving by, you might not notice it. What was the other? Or a small SUV. I don't know. And the car description part isn't the greatest. On October 13th, well, smart car though does well. Smart cars, aren't those tiny? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, smart car doesn't look anything like that. Small SUV or smart car. Investigators believe those descriptions are similar in nature. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, it's like they're cars, you know. On October 13, 2022, Richard Allen was interviewed again by investigators. He advised he was on the trails on February 13th. He stated he saw juvenile girls on the trails east of Freedom Bridge. And then he went on to the Monon High Bridge. See, and so here's the thing. He says he sees these girls and he gets to the Monon High Bridge. It matches exactly the same time frame. You know, this is the person that Sue saw. He stated he saw juvenile girls on the trails east of Freedom Bridge and that he went into the Monon High Bridge. Richard Allen further stated he went out onto the Monenhigh Bridge to watch the fish. Later in his statement, he said he walked out to the first platform on the bridge. He stated he then walked back, sat on a bench, and I actually wonder if he did sit on that bench at one point, because why would you even mention that unless you're trying to explain how your DNA might have been collected off of a bench? He stated that he parked his car on the side of the old building. See, he's even admitting that he parked his car on the side of the old building. So that likely is his vehicle at 129 driving by. It matches the Ford Focus that he's got, and then it backs in right there next to the old building that he admits parking by at 1:30 even. He told investigators that he was wearing blue jeans and a blue or black Carhartt jacket with a hood. Even he says it was blue or black. How can you blame the damn witnesses? He advised he may have been wearing some type of head covering as well. Well, maybe it's that hat that he has on when he's playing pool. You ever thought of that? He stated he parked his car on the side of the old building. He told investigators that he was wearing blue jeans and a blue jacket, or blue or black Carhartt jacket with a hood. He advised he may have been wearing some type of head covering as well. Are you guys, is there trolls in the chat? I mean, what's going on? He advised he may have been wearing some type of head covering as well. He further claimed he saw no one else except for the juvenile girls he saw east of the Freedom Bridge. He told investigators that he owns firearms and they are at his home. So he doesn't mention seeing, because I think that it's too much of a, well, even though he admits to being there, he just sort of like, wow, I don't want to have another witness saying that they saw me. I don't know. It seems like it's a moot point after he admits to being there, though. Richard Allen's wife, Kathy Allen, also spoke to investigators. She confirmed that Richard Allen did have guns and knives at the residence. She also stated that Richard still owns a blue Carhartt jacket. On October 13, 2022, investigators executed a search warrant of Richard Allen's residence at 1967 North Whiteman Drive, Delphi, Carroll, Indiana. Among those items, officers located jackets, boots, knives, firearms, including a Sig Sauer model P226 caliber pistol with serial number U625. Between October 14, 2022 and October 19, 2022, the Indiana State Police Laboratory performed an analysis of Allen's Sig Sauer model P226. The laboratory performed a physical examination and classification of the firearm, function test, barrel, and overall length, measurement, test firing, ammunition, component characterization, microscopic comparison, and NIBIN. The laboratory determined the unspent round located within 2 feet of the victim's body had been cycled through Richard M. Allen's Sig Sauer P226. Investigators then ran firearm, found that the firearm was purchased by Richard Allen in 2001. Richard Allen voluntarily came to the Indiana State Police Post on October 26, 2022. He spoke with investigators and stated that he never allowed anyone else to use or borrow the Sig Sauer model P226 firearm. When asked about the unspent bullet, he did not have an explanation of why the bullet was found between the bodies of Victim 1 and Victim 2. There'll be people out there that'll tell you that Ron Logan broke in to Richard Allen's house to take, and he took his gun and then he ejected a bullet so he could put it at the crime scene, knowing that eventually, someday, it would all come back to Richard Allen. He again admitted that he was on the trail, but denied knowing Abby and Libby and denied any involvement in their murders. Carroll County Sheriff's Department detective has been of the investigation since it started in 2017. He has an opportunity to review and examine evidence gathered in the investigation. Detective so-and-so, maybe Liggett or whatever, along with other investigators, believe the evidence gathered shows that Richard Allen is the male subject seen on the video from Libby's phone who forced the victims down the hill. Further, that the victims were forced down the hill by Richard Allen and led to the location where they were murdered. So that does say that they were murdered. Doesn't really describe how or. Through the statements and photographs of the juvenile females and the statement of another witness, And we're at the southeast edge of the trail at 1243 east of the Freedom Bridge at 126 and walked across the former railroad overpass over Old State 25, 126, after 126 and before 146. Well, the thing is, it had to have been around 144 because Sue saw those people and then drove and, then parked. It only takes like 2 or 3 minutes from going under that bridge to park at 146 in it. They walked the entirety of the trail and observed only one person, an adult male. Vehicles seen on Hoosier Harvest Store video at 1:46 p.m. and leaving at 2:14 p.m. And she stated she only saw one adult male and described the male as similar manners, wearing similar clothing, leading investigators to believe all four saw the same individual. Investigators believe the male observed by the 3 girls is the same male depicted in the video that Libby took due to the description of the male by the 4 females matching the male in the video. Furthermore, Libby's video was taken at 2:13 p.m. And saw only one male. Sue saw only one male. She was on the trail from approximately 1:46 to 2:14. Investigators believe Richard Allen was the male seen. All 3 of the other girls and the male seen in the victim and Libby's video. Let's see. Investigators believe Richard Allen was the male seen by the 3 girls and the male in Libby's video. Richard Allen told investigators he was on the trail from 1:30 to 3:30 that day. Video from the Hoosier Harvest Store shows a vehicle that matches the description of Richard Allen's vehicle passing at 1:27 p.m. towards the former CPS building. The clothing he told investigators he was wearing matched the clothing of the male in Libby's video and the clothing description provided. I mean, he literally told him. All 3 girls, something a vehicle matching the description of a 2016 Ford Focus. Oh wait, it says right here, male victim. The clothing he told investigators he was wearing matched the clothing of the male in Libby's video and the clothing description provided by the 3 witnesses. A vehicle matching the description of his 2016 Ford Focus is seen at around 2:10, 2:14, and 2:28 p.m. at the former CPS building. I wouldn't say matching. I mean, Through his own admissions, Richard Allen walked the trails and eventually hiked to the Monon High Bridge. Hiked? And walked out onto the Monon High Bridge. A male subject matching Richard Allen's description was not seen on the trail after 2:13 p.m. Investigators identified other individuals on the so here's the thing, is where was he? If he was there between 1:30 and 3:30, how come not another soul, and there were many people that came later, not one of them saw another person matching Richard Allen, even though he claimed to be there all the way to 3:30? Guess why? Because at 2:13, he's gone. He took 2 girls down on the other side of the bridge and was killing them in the woods. Right? So that's why nobody else saw him. Investigators identified other individuals on the trails north between 2:30 p.m. and 4:11. So so that's what they're saying here. From 2:30 to 4:11, there was a whole bunch of people there, but none of those individuals saw a male subject matching the description of Richard Allen on the trail. Furthermore, Richard Allen stated that he only saw 3 girls on the trail, who investigators believed to be, and they mentioned the 3. Investigators believe Richard Allen was not seen on the trail after 2:13 p.m. because he was in the woods. There you go. With victim 1 and 2, an unspent .40 caliber round between the bodies of between Abby and Libby was forensically determined to have been cycled through Richard Allen's 6 Sauer model P226. The 6 Sauer model P226 was found at Richard Allen's residence, and he admitted to owning it. Investigators were able to determine that he had owned it since 2001. Richard Allen stated he had not been on that property where the unspent round was found, that he did not know the property owner, and that he had no explanation as to why a round cycled through his firearm would be at that location. Furthermore, he stated that he never allowed anyone to use or borrow the Sig Sauer Model P226. That means there's no other person that would have been allowed to even leave or cycle through or eject a bullet there. Investigators believe that after the victims were murdered, Richard Allen returned to his vehicle by walking down CR 300 North. Investigators believe he was seen by a woman driving her vehicle, and he was walking back to his vehicle on CR 300 North with clothes that were muddy and bloody. Along with investigators believe this statement made by the witness because the statement corroborates the timeline of the death of the victims as well as coincides with the admissions made by Richard Allen. Further, the accounts relayed by different witnesses are similar in nature, and timestamps on photographs taken by another person corresponds to the time the juvenile females said they were on the trail and saw male individual. I mean, man, when you read it, every time you read it, it sounds worse for Richard Allen. You know, it's like, it's terrible. Well, anyways, I think that's going to do it for me tonight, you guys. So it's been 3 hours, and I've had a long day. I'm going to try to get some sleep. That video took forever. But I did enjoy making videos. I'm enjoying making videos again. So I can still do my shows, but make videos. I think people like the videos. And if I say the word videos again, I'm going to... Alright, so thank you to Tracy Corino, became a new channel member, Lisa Murphy, Georgina Stoliker, Cat Eye, Viv Photography, Lori Fisher, Jamie, Maybell Quintini. Maybe, I hope these are all the names. Let me make sure. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome, Zach. Now let's use this. That way I'm positive. Wow. Alright, so thank you, Annabelle Stealth, Cheryl Bullock, Lisa Murphy said, thank you, Gray, I appreciate you. Georgina Stoliker, proud to be part of such great causes and freaks. Viv Photography, Lori Fisher, happy donation night, Gray. Jamie, Eugenie, Flounder 23, The Velvet Army, Cat Eye, Cheyenne R, happy donation night, the best channel with the best cause and the best freaks. That's right. Maybell Quintanilla, I have a glass of wine ready to drink up every time Grace says unbelievable. Well, she must be absolutely wasted right now. Mabel Quintanilla, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Guy.
What do you mean? You've been drinking?
I'm wasted, right?
That's what I figured. Yeah, Kathy Freidenmaker, Whimsical Me, I appreciate Gray and the mods and all the freaks. Mary Crossley, Patty G007, Mary Glaviano, to a great donation night. Melanie, Carolina T, Bucolic Buffalo, J.P. William, Jenna Rue, Nemalotus, Maxine Van Date, maybe. Scooter Larson, thanks for all you do, Gray. Tina Susser, Tosh, good evening, Gray and freaks. Jeff, Dawn, hello from Spokane, now back to my regular scheduled lurking. Thanks for all you do. Mama 457 Rose, keep up the great work, Gray. Moofies, wish I had hundreds to send. Deep Diver, Colleen Dahman, found my darn glasses. First donation. Jen H. Well, thank you. Josh the Posh 63. Miss Frellis, Linda Cosma, thank you, Gray and mods. Romeo's Heart, Cat Eye, thank you. Kitty Cronister, Marlene, Ryan Jagger, justice will be served. Nice job on the video. Mapman, thank you. Tosh, Georgina Stoliker, spin again if my name pops up. Yep. Wonder Woman 77, thanks for all you do, Gray. Wild Mountain Time, much love to Gray and all the freaks. Kindness Cake, Candalee Woodward Stone, just watched the beautiful vigil for the Idaho students, heartbreaking. JD Funari, Cat Eye and a Half, great work on Delphi over the years, including the recent probable cause breakdown. Loretta Reyes, your animation of the Delphi case was great. Take my donation. Woobles, Jim. Amber Maiden, she said, we'll never be able to state how proud I am to be part of this community. Thanks, Gray. Well, how cool is that? A cat eye, too. Emily Flotilla, Justice Today in Pike County. By George. I don't know what that one is. Lane Dune, Eternal Bliss. Love what you do, Gray. Love the mods, too. That's funny. Alley Cake. Prince Vadri. Joe Quinn. Joe Quinn, right? Is that what that means? Can't believe he admitted wearing blue jacket and jeans on October 2022 interview. Wasn't in his 2017 statement. He is not a mastermind, no. Tracy Bozier. Or Bozier, I don't know how to say it. Tighten up. Cat Eye, thank you. Wendy Johnson, Liz, Bama forever. I fell asleep watching TV, woke up and scared my husband because I loudly said, crap, it's the end of the month. Emily Flotilla, Troll, Begone Spray Fund. Rocky Rocks, I so greatly wish I could give more, really. Kim F. Sharp Harp, rest in peace, Living Abbey. Jessica Schubach, happy to donate to the best true crime channel ever and the charities close to my heart. Very cool. Prince Vadri, Sherlock Hemlock, happy donation night near Dear Gray and the Freaks. Here's to another great month. And yeah, let's see. What is the other one? Oh, Ben. Yeah, Ben says thanks, Gray. Incognito Society, boom, for being awesome. Christy, Georgina Stoliker, Michael Schofield, your animated timeline video brought tears to my eyes. Great stuff. Thank you. Lady Fierce, love your work, Gray. Keep on keeping on. Gwendolyn B, hey, checking in with the Freaks. Great donation night. I'm listening while doing farm tech schoolwork. Jeannie RN, can't get the cursed PayPal link to work, so gave up and give you a super chat. Blind Squirrel, boom boom, stay awesome, Gray. Cat Eye donation. Charisma, D&K Reck, Sherlock Hemlock, much respect for all your dedication and hard work. Just realized I forgot to claim my everything mug. One in the spin. Gotta do that. Yeah, you gotta do that. Macaque Tracker from Gray and the Freaks to bless others. Francine, can't give much in process of moving. Hey, no problem. Timber Gecko, thanks, Gray. Video today was an amazing visual aid. Yep. Love being a freak. This is WNC Granny. Best mods in the world. Rhonda Mack, Vale. I'm laughing at all the... God, they're just the greatest mods in the history of the planet. I mean, I think so. That's why I have them here, but... Man. Whew. I don't see any mods in the chat now. So, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. Krista Banks. WNC Granny. It was Freebird Forever. WC Granny. Pour me a cup, I think. Tania Animus for the amazing content. Claudia Neubauer. Gianna, Melanie, Brianna Herman. Prince Fadri, CC. I'm just going to read their names now. I got to. Barbara Mooney, April for Rain, Reviewed Popcorn, Colleen Dahman, Marty McFly, Barb Schilling, Cindy Leon, Tigress, Renergy, Capillano or Capokino, Leslie, Dana Springfield, and Callie Gal 3. Yeah. Then on PayPal, let's see, start off with Roger H. Thank you very much, very generous. Paulette Leonard, thank you. And LMM, thank you very much. Jan H. Plato, Miss Angels, Bean Nancy, Donna Scott, Mag, Linda Howell, Karen H, and Amanda Castillo, the Velvet Army. Yeah, 8,500 more to go, she said. And then Lisbeth PCB. Who's this? Oh, Tosh. There you go. I was reading the name. Yeah, thank you very much, Tosh. Very generous. Let's see. Ken Brown, Lillian and Nancy. Not Your Average Chick. I think that's already on there. Let me make sure. B Mountains. Not sure if we had that one earlier. I think so, though. It doesn't hurt. Put it back in there. B Mountains. Marine Co. Got that one. Erica B. And then, Tiva C. Thank you. Old school name. Thanks, Greg. Oh, yeah, we'll see. Greg N. How about that? Thanks for taking my call. Also, the animation video today was great. You're the best. Keep up the awesome work. And here's a little bit of dinero. Well, thank you. Yeah, I just, I mean, the money that you send me is actually just supporting my channel. But normally what happens is, because you guys are so generous, I find a way, I just, you know, like, I try to donate over 50% of the net revenue, you know, like, from the channel, YouTube channel. And then PayPal I use to make sure that that's over that. And I also use PayPal, like, it was amazing. This year I needed a computer, so I saved some up on there and got one. But I usually, I mean, PayPal is used a lot for the, you know, like on donation night, where usually I send in quite a bit more than the 50%. So let's say there was like $10,000 gross income or something, and then after taxes it'd be like 7. So I would send in like 4,000 or 5,000. So that's why it gets to that number. Get what I'm saying? But anyways, I mean, I don't have to donate a nickel, right? That's the thing. But I want to, and it feels so awesome. I mean, look how crazy this is. I mean, if we do this for another 3 years, we could be at like, I mean, if we have 3 more years like this, we could be at like $300,000. It's crazy. right? 300,000 in just 3 more years. Because if we do let's say we happen to get to 60, and then somehow it went to 60, 60, 60. That'd be another 180. But I'm not, you know, that's miraculous stuff there. Yeah, I don't know how to say that name. Rhymes with Pinocchio. Capocchio? Okay. There you go. Got it. Yeah, so thank you, Greg. That was a good call, too. And then Sarah Terry. Sarah Terry. Oh, and then right at the end there from Christy Brenner. Thank you. And then Lindsay right there on Super Chat. All right, got it. Got them all. Let me see if there's any. I know Audra sent in a Cash App yesterday, so thank you, Audra. Now somebody's using my video. Who's using it? Of course. Warning: this may be upsetting, but this is what is known so far. Plus the. What? These people are such trash people. I mean, they literally have just playing my video on the screen. You know, I'm gonna have to go look it out. Let's see if there's even a hint of. Wow, already. Isn't that amazing? That's why I should put watermarks on stuff. Oh God. Oh man, I can't believe it. Yeah, let me see. Let me. I'll just deal with it on my own. Don't worry about it. God, unreal. And it's like, this is what is known so far. Yeah, I know about the spin. That's why I just went over the names. Thanks. All right, here's the look at that one. All right, so we're gonna do a how about we'll just do, let's see, an everything tumbler and 3 everything tumbler, 1 it's a house, and 2 wow just wow mugs. Okay. Look at that. All right, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay, this one's for the everything tumbler. Here we go. Not your average chick. There you go, not your average chick, just won the everything tumbler. This one's for the it's a house mug. Being Nancy. All right. All right, now this one's for the one of the Wow Just Wow mugs. Gummo doesn't make good points. Okay, Ashley, just letting you know. I'm just teasing, by the way. I have to flip Gummo. Listen, first of all, I gotta flip Gummo shit just because of the name. I mean, you kidding me? But anyway, look at that. It looks like Melanie won one of the Wow Just Wow mugs. When you have a name like Gummo, man, you're gonna get some hell tossed to you. All right, here we go. Here's another Wow Just Wow mug. Yeah, I like to have it more serious though, instead of, you know. Look at that, Lillian won one of the Wow Just Wow mugs. Look at that, huh? Awesome. All right, well that's it. And tomorrow we'll do all the other things, like if you're channel members and things like that. All right. As I said earlier. Gummo! Oh, but that was a nice thing to say up there, Gummo. I just went up and read one of your other comments. Wow. Out of nowhere, you said something that was reasonable. Very nice. Thank you. Did someone win the box? Oh, yeah, and there's a box, too. That's right. Right. Yeah, we got to do... hold on a second. Oh, crap. Forgot about the box. Oh, yeah, so this is one of the D&K Reck boxes. All right, here we go. I don't know how you get a hold of him, but here's... I think the link might be in the description or something, but here we go. This is for one of the D&K Reck boxes. Macaque Tracker. You've won your own special box. You can actually say what you want on it to them. There it is. I think it is in the description though. And you can actually order one even without winning. How do you like that? Okay, well, there you go, everybody. That's going to do it for the show tonight. Thank you all for being here and always supporting the channel. Guess what tomorrow is, everybody? The first day of a new month. We'll have to start off strong. Hey, Anna, hey, Anna. Hey, Anna, hey, Anna. Yep. So this month, I think, was our largest ever, though. I think it was 8,004, I don't know, maybe 8,500, maybe. At least 8,000 for sure. And we're now at, you guys, 52. Remember our goal at the beginning of the year was 50,000. I thought, man, wouldn't that be amazing? And we're already at 250 with a whole month to go. I mean, that means, you know, 56, 57, 58 is easily, I mean, it should be in range. We'll see, though. I mean, the last few months have been extraordinary. That's why I've been able to do it. But so you guys are awesome. Tomorrow's a new month. It's December. Oh, wait, before we leave, though, I did want to show you guys the my wife's lights that she put up. I got a picture here, I think, somewhere. Oh yeah, right here. Oh yeah, look how cool these are. It's awesome. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? Look at that, huh? Look at that. Pretty sweet. She does all of it too. All I do is hold a ladder sometime, and she's really tiny. She weighs 100, like a small person. Really strong, but there you go. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So, all right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, until next time. Well, you guys are awesome. That's all I can say, really. But until next time, everybody. Be safe out there. And a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8 and a 9 and a 10 and an 11 and a 12 and a 13 and a 14.
16 and a 17 and an 18 and a 19. Jeez.
And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector,
and I'm always gonna be a
pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. Alright, everybody? Talk to you.
Gray, can we do a fly boy, Gray?
Okay, Jesus. Alright, here we go. Okay. My Lord, this guy's absolutely crazy. Hold on a second while I get this thing set up over here. Play that for a little bit. Hopefully it works. There we go. I got stuff I got to do really fast. Okay, get my picture off, the phone numbers, that one. There we go.
Thanks, Grady. It is full screen. What are you talking about? Jeez, let me do the show. God dang, man.
not updating like it normally does, but hey, it's still here. We're still flying around. Yeah, well, it didn't, oops, it doesn't have the, it's not updating. Google Earth's been struggling the last few days, but hey, we did a little bit of a flyby there. Anyways, thank you guys very much for being here tonight. Really appreciate all of you, so we'll see you tomorrow, and as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there.
Gosh, Gray, that's all your fault.
How's it my fault? It's the Google's, it wasn't updating the 3D models.
Well, it's gotta be still your fault anyways.
How come?
Well, it just is, Gray.
Okay, I guess so, everybody. It's all my fault, everybody. See you later. Wow.
Goodbye, everybody. Jim?